Bear with me. The batteries in my mouse have gone pear shaped.
One, I believe.
Yeah.
And eating
Sometimes,
Nephilim eggs.
yeah, sometimes I even vote Bill, you're drunk again just because it's fun.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, come in, Andy. Come on. I did watch the video as well. I had to say, Andy, I was maybe I got a twisted sense of humour, but I was pissing myself laughing. I just thought, how did all that happen?
Oh,
And
no,
it's
that,
all over theology. I think,
yeah, that was exciting. That was like a fun, exciting train wreck going on. That was.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
wasn't stressed or upset by it. It was just, it just happened, and
well, you kind of lost control of it, Bill. I was listening, like you was
I
talking to
did
because
try. I did
I
try.
know I did notice.
Here's
But
Andy, the piece
sometimes
of
you can
crap.
try too hard,
What we do, we let
Oh,
there's some
poor
bloke
Andy.
devil called Andy won't come in.
Oh no, it's that devil, that satanic universalist taxi driver fella.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Rob.
Cool.
How are you?
Oh, Andy, you shouldn't have shut your channel down because it's
I don't
settled
worry
down.
about it. It's going nowhere anyway, so don't worry about
No, but no, but you could
Parody,
have just
parody, but you just when you
Parody?
hear me, okay?
Oh,
Is the
yeah.
audio all right? Is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
audio was
fine.
good. Afterwards,
You're
I
lying.
won't go into details because that was private. He
Yeah.
was there for about, man, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we sorted out a lot of things, so
Mm.
all ended up kind of cordial in the
It's
end.
it's just some people, Bill. You just can't. You just gotta.
Yeah, well,
What's it Paul the Apostle says?
what live peaceable with all men if it be
Well,
possible.
if it be possible, live peace with all men, but in some circumstances, you just can't. It's crazy, really. You got infighting going on. I just believe what I believe. I'm just where I am because I'm where I am. And
I
there's
don't
nothing.
Everybody's got to
understand. I
suck
don't
up to it.
understand the mindset of where people feel the need that they have to impose it on others.
Nobody's trying
I've,
to,
I've
dummy.
really tried to. I've struggled to understand that mentality. It's almost to me, and I'm not, this doesn't reflect on anybody, right? I'm talking in
Oh,
general.
yeah.
Terms.
Yeah,
It's
right.
almost like they're trying to reinforce their own beliefs by imposing it on others
No, I
to
don't need to.
encourage them.
I think they're
My
fragile.
beliefs were
They're
there
fragile
before I met any of
They've
you
got to try and prove their point
bastards.
wrong by arguing to win an argument to make them feel secure in their position.
Yeah,
Basically, it's
I'd like to add,
Hey,
I'd like
Bruce,
to
how you
add,
doing?
Andy, that you don't offend me, no matter how much you push
Yeah, Bruce.
Catholicism and stuff. It's
yeah,
I mean, you do what
Yeah.
you do, and you push it.
It's all
the way
funny,
you
isn't
do,
it, Bill?
That's all right.
yeah. That
That's
was the
it.
thing, you see. That's what got me for years. This guy's been pushing. He's been
No, I
prodding and
haven't.
prodding
Not
and
yours.
poking me, calling me a Catholic and whatever else. I've been
Yeah.
ignorant.
No, Dad, I was kidding. I was kidding.
I know. I'm talking about a mate boy up North England. He's been prodding me and pushing me, and I've ignored it. I've been long suffering for this,
Oh,
and he just
rubbish.
tags you, and I just got too much one day. You know what? I'm
Oh,
just going
yeah.
to give a bit of his own medicine and call him a universalist. Oh my goodness me, he cried, didn't he?
Hold on. I haven't bothered with you in months and months and months. I haven't been pushing and pushing you for the last 4 years, by the way. I told Bill, I went to Ben's live stream, and I saw your comment on there, Andy. And I went to your channel, and what do I find? You've been slagging me off for the last couple of months. And that was only a week ago I found out that. You weren't doing parodies. How is it a parody of me, blah, blah, if I don't even know you've done the videos? You hypocrite. Who's this same old geezer down south likes overdoing his Cockney accent? Thinks he's got some. It thinks he knows what's gone on. Oh, I like doing parodies. I'll be playing this later, Bill.
Sense of humour, but I was pissing myself laughing. I just thought, how did all that happen? And
no,
it's
that-
all like,
How did all that happen? Yeah, that's the point, really, isn't it? Some old geezer down south. You don't know anything about what's gone on. You got second-hand information, possibly.
we need 3 more votes at least.
Oh,
I
free?
voted for, I
Oh,
think it was, I
free.
can't remember now. Oh, yeah, the top one, I believe.
Yeah.
How long is Andy in there for, whinging?
Sometimes I even vote Bill, you're drunk again, just because it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, come in, Andy. Come on. I did watch the video as well. I had to say, Andy, maybe I got a twisted sense of humour, but I was pissing myself laughing.
Yeah,
I just
what's
thought,
funny?
how did all that happen?
Oh,
And
no,
it's
that-
all over theology. I mean,
Was it the
Hold on. How did all that happen over theology? Personally, I haven't been attacking Andy for the last 4 years. I had a so-called conversation with him 4 years ago. I gave up on him, as I said to Bill yesterday morning in my live stream. I haven't bothered. I've seen him around talking his garbage. Next thing I know, Ben and Andy are at it. And then I find out that Andy's been doing videos about me. I didn't even know they were there. Till last week. He's been doing it for months. Ben couldn't even tell me. He didn't tell me. He could have said something. Why would I be subscribed to Andy's channel? And yeah, I've been tagging him. Because he did make some sort of comment a couple of weeks ago. I still didn't go to his channel. You people, some of you are dumb.
sorry, that was like a fun, exciting train wreck going on. That was.
yeah. I
I
mean,
wasn't stressed or upset by it. It was just.
No, you wouldn't be, would you?
Know, it just happened.
Yeah.
And,
well, you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
control.
It just happens out of the blue. Thanks, Bill.
All of it, Bill. I was listening, like you was
I
talking
did
to.
I did try.
I know, I did notice.
Oh, he's Andy now to whinge and
Sometimes
weep.
you can try too hard,
What we do, we let there's some devil called Andy want to come in.
All right,
It's
yeah.
that devil. That.
Did I say he was a devil? I just said he's been lying about me. I don't like it. Obviously, I don't. Why would I? You don't like being lied about, do you, Bill?
That satanic universalist taxi
Oh,
driver.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Cool.
How are you?
Oh, Andy, you shouldn't have shut your channel down because it's
I don't
settled.
worry about it. It was going nowhere anyway, so don't worry
No, but you
Parody,
just,
parody, but just
No, it wasn't
you gonna be
parody.
okay. Am I
You were a
okay?
liar.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're fine.
good. Afterwards,
Yeah.
you go into details because that was private. We
Yeah.
was there for back, man, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we sorted out a lot of things. So all ended up kind of cordial in the end.
It's just
Yeah, and then you carry on with the same old garbage, don't you? Beefing Andy up. I'm the stupid old English guy up north.
some people, Bill. You just can't. You just gotta.
Oh, yeah.
Before the apostle says.
Oh, yeah.
What, live peaceable with all men if it be possible?
Well, if it be possible, live peace with all men.
Yeah, be at peace with all men. But that doesn't mean I have to agree with their false teachings, does it, Bill? Does it?
But in some circumstances, you just can't.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, really. You
Oh,
got
Andy
infighting
held
going on. I
back.
just believe what I believe.
Yeah,
where
it's
I
up to
am
you
because
what you
I'm where
believe.
I am.
But don't push it on me. You're trying to push it on me. I called you a Catholic because I was ridiculed.
And
I don't understand. I
Mhm.
don't understand the mindset of where people feel the need that they have to impose it on others. That's what.
Men, if it be possible.
Well, if it be possible, live peace with all men, but in some circumstances, you just can't. You know, it's crazy, really. You got infighting going on. I just believe what I believe. You know, I'm just where I am because I'm where I am. You know, and
I don't understand. I
Mhm.
don't understand the mindset of where people feel the need that they have to impose it on others. That's what. Gets me. I've really tried to. I've struggled to understand that mentality. It's almost to me, and I'm this doesn't reflect on anybody, right? I'm talking in general here, in general terms. It's almost like they're trying to reinforce their own beliefs by imposing it on others
Yeah,
to
that's right.
encourage them.
I
Do you
think
get
they're
what I mean?
fragile. They're fragile. And that's what it is. They've got to try and prove their point wrong by arguing to win an argument to make them feel secure in their position.
Yeah,
Basically, you know, it's yeah, but
I'd like to add,
yeah.
Hey,
I'd like
Bruce,
to
how you
add,
doing?
Andy, that you don't offend me, no matter how much you push your Catholicism and such. I'm okay. It's
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you
That's true.
do, and you push it the way you push it, but that's all right.
Yeah. That was
That's
the thing,
okay.
you see. That's what got me. For years, this guy's been pushing. He's been prodding and poking me, calling me a Catholic and whatever else. I've been ignoring.
I know that. I was kidding. I was kidding.
I know. I'm talking about a mate of up north. I
Do you
think
get
they're
what I mean?
fragile. They're fragile, and that's what it is. They've got to try and prove their point wrong by arguing to win an argument to make them feel secure in their position.
Yeah,
Basically, you know, it's yeah, but
I'd like to add,
yeah.
Hey,
I'd like
Bruce,
to
how you
add,
doing?
Andy, that you don't offend me, no matter how much you push your Catholicism and such. I'm okay. It's
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you
That's true.
do, and you push it the way you push it, but that's all right.
Yeah. That was the
That's
thing,
okay.
you see. That's what got me. For years, this guy's been pushing. He's been prodding and poking me, calling me a Catholic and whatever else. I've been ignoring.
I know that. I was kidding. I was kidding.
I know. I'm talking about a mate of mine up North England. He's been prodding me and pushing me, and you know, and I've ignored it. I've been long suffering for this, and he just tags you and tags you, and I just got too much one day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give a bit of his own medicine and call him a universalist. Oh my goodness me, he cried, didn't he? Absolutely just cried. Oh, he called me a liar, and he's a liar. See, if I made videos about him calling me a liar, I just brush it off and think, yeah, mate, you're a prick. You know, just fuck off or whatever. Mate, you're a fucking
But
idiot.
that's why I like parody. I like parody.
Yeah.
Parody it does sometimes, not always. Sometimes it backfires, but most often I find that brings it to a different level. Right? Okay. Right. Yeah. All these things are happening. Bygones be bygones. Let's have a laugh about it. Let's move on. That's why I do. I like to do that, not to be
I like
malicious.
I like parodying ended me up in the wrong place, didn't it, Dave?
Just yeah, a couple more than I think it was about 3 times, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
I think it was 3
Oh,
times.
yeah. Yeah, but that's bygones now. Let's don't bring
That's
that up.
bygones. Let's not
Don't
go
bring that one up now. Come on.
That's my point. I'm glad you're actually here, Andy. And that was exactly what.
Have a laugh about it. Let's
Yeah.
move on. That's why I do. I like to do that, not to be malicious.
I like parodying ended me up in the wrong place, didn't it, Dave?
Just yeah, a couple more than I think it was about 3 times, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
I think it was 3
Oh,
times.
yeah. Yeah, but that's bygones now. Let's don't bring that up.
Bygones. Let's not
Don't bring that one up now. Come on.
That's my point. I'm glad you're actually here, Andy. And that was exactly what my motives were for doing that video. And for actually giving that video, or partially that video, to Bill was because I was so incensed, as everybody was, when they did that dreadful stuff against Lucy. I'm sorry, that was literally too much. And I also noticed in the video that Eric made, he attacked you, Bruce, about your agoraphobia, which is pretty low.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad, to be honest. I don't know if you mind my sharing this here. It's embarrassing, but I've brought it up from time to time, here and there,
Yeah.
while talking on YouTube. But I really don't like talking about where I'm at in the now. It's embarrassing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my hope was, my last ditch effort was to try to get a private conversation with Eric and try to explain, hey, come on, man, I don't want to talk about this crap in public. I mean,
He's listening now, by the way. He's listening.
Yeah, that's fine. But
he won't come in. It's guilty. He's guilty.
When he wouldn't do that with me, and then next thing you know, there. There's a StreamYard link thrown out. He wants me to go in and talk. I'm like, well, this is just to get views. It's like, this is the opposite of what I wanted. And he was afraid to talk with me in private, that it would be used against him. I'm like, well, then just don't say things you don't want. I mean, why are you even worried? I mean, I'm the one that was going to sit and confess everything I did today confess whatever you want to, of having a weakness in life. I'm like, that would have been my concern, not his. And so, as I tried to explain things and what he.
Oh shit, my microphone was off. What I was saying earlier is, oh God, I'm tempted to do this recording again. I might have to. I'm going to move it back. I won't bother. Basically, what they're saying is, Andy's saying I've been hacking on him continually, basically, for the last 4 years, which isn't the case. I told him a couple of months ago, get saved. I don't believe he's saved. Bill does. As I mentioned earlier, I mentioned it to Bill. Ben did a video. Andy Cap commented on it, and I thought, well, I haven't been to Andy's channel lately. I'll go over there, and this was last week, Wednesday or Thursday last week. Lo and behold, I find out that Andy's been doing videos on me, slagging me off for the last couple of months. I didn't even know. Ben didn't tell me. I don't know whether Bill knew. Bill didn't tell me, obviously. If he didn't know, he can't tell me. So, you know what I mean? He's got the excuse, oh, I'm not subbed, you know, I don't, or something. This Cockney here somehow gated down, likes emphasising his Cockney accent, which is just dribble. I'm going to go back to this. I'm not going to leave anything out, because I'm going to address this garbage.
There's some devil called Andy want to come in.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that devil,
Oh.
that satanic universalist taxi driver.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Who said that?
Cool.
how are you?
Andy, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. Taking the piss out of me. I'm not even there. Your stream's supposed to be about Lionheart again and again and again and again and again. And he's coming in smirking like a turd. You're going to affirm him, of course.
Just shut your channel down because it's
I have to
settled.
worry about it. It's going nowhere anyway, so don't worry about it.
No, but you
Parody,
just
parody, you know, but
Oh, parody.
Can
Give
you
over.
hear me okay? Am I-
Don't talk shit. It's not doing parody of me. He didn't even tag me. I didn't even find out. He'd been doing so-called parodies of me for the last couple of months, 2 or 3 months. I didn't even know about them until last week. How is it parody, Bill, when he doesn't even tag me or make sure I know that he's done some sort of comment about me in a video? Yeah, thanks, Bill.
my audio all right? Is it
yeah,
Yeah,
the audio
fine.
good. Afterwards,
Yeah.
you got into details because that was private. We
Yeah.
was there for about, man, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning. And we sorted out a lot of things. So all ended
Yeah,
up
obviously not. Obviously not.
kind of cordial.
It's just some people, Bill. You just can't. You just gotta. What's it? Paul the Apostle
Oh, well,
says.
Bill's agreeing here.
People,
People, you've just got to turn it, then it gets left unsaid. Oh, yes, we both know. You know, sometimes you've just got to.
It's going nowhere anyway, so don't worry about it.
no, but you
Parody,
just
parody, you know, but just when a bit. Can you hear me okay? Am my audio all right? Is it?
yeah, the audio good. Afterwards,
Yeah.
you got into details because that was private. We was there for about, man, I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning. And we sorted out a lot of things. So all ended up kind of cordial.
It's just some people, Bill. You just can't. You just gotta. What's it? Paul the Apostle says.
What, live peaceable with all men if it be possible?
Well, if it be possible, live peace with all men, but in some circumstances, you just can't. You know, it's crazy, really. You got infighting going on. I just believe what I believe. You know, I'm just where I am because I'm where I am. You know, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't understand. I don't understand the mindset of where people feel the need that they have to impose it on others. That's
Nobody's
what
trying
gets me.
to.
I've really tried to.
Nobody's trying to impose anything, dummy.
I've struggled to understand that mentality.
You
It's
don't know what you're
almost,
on
to me,
about.
and I'm not, this doesn't reflect on anybody. Right?
You're a
I'm
liar.
talking in general terms. It's
Liar.
almost like they're trying to reinforce their own beliefs by imposing it on others.
I'm not trying to reinforce my own beliefs. My beliefs are there. I have those beliefs before I even knew about Bill, Andy, Smokey, or Bruce, or any of you. I don't need to. If I am reinforcing my beliefs, it's based on scripture. I reinforce my beliefs by reading and studying scripture, praying, and all that sort of thing. You don't know what you're on about.
Encourage them.
I
Do you
think
get
they're
what I mean?
fragile. They're fragile, and that's what it is.
I'm
They've
not
got to try and prove their
fragile.
point wrong by arguing to win an argument to make them feel secure in their position.
I'm not fragile at all. Thanks for this is what I mean. You see, Bill isn't not sticking up for me. I wouldn't actually at the moment. I would definitely never even ask Bill again, or even expect him to stick up for what the truth is. Bill knows I'm not fragile. He's not speaking up against some of the stuff that Andy's saying about me. They're just characterising me, and Bill is lapping it up.
Yeah,
Basically,
But I'd like to add,
yeah.
Hey,
I'd like
Bruce,
to
how you
add,
doing?
Andy, that you don't offend me, no matter how much you push your Catholicism and such.
Yeah, you're helping, aren't you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you do, and you push it the way you push it. That's all right.
Yeah. That was the thing, you see. That's what got me. For years, this guy's been pushing. He's been prodding and poking me, calling me a Catholic and whatever else. I've been ignoring.
I was kidding. I was kidding.
I know. I'm talking about a mate of mine up North England. He's been prodding me and pushing me, and you know, and I've ignored it. I've been long suffering.
Oh, rubbish, long.
And he just tags you, and I just got too much one day. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to give a bit of his own medicine and call him a universalist. Oh my goodness me, he cried, didn't he?
No, I didn't.
Absolutely just cried. Oh, call me a liar, Andy's a liar. See, if I made videos about him calling me a liar, I just brush it off. I think, yeah, mate, you're a prick. You know, just fuck off or whatever.
You are a prick yourself.
I like parody. I like parody.
I like parody. Why are you people even talking shit about me when your stream is supposed to be about Lionheart again and again and again and again? Don't you get sick to death of hearing yourselves? Grow up.
It's not always. Sometimes it backfires, but most often I find that brings it to a different level. Right? Okay. Right. Yeah. All these things are happening. Bygones be bygones. Let's have a laugh about it. Let's move on.
Yeah, bygones be bygones. Let's have a laugh about it. As you said to me yesterday, about 15 hours ago, probably longer. Move on, let's have a laugh. What do? It gets brought up again. So move on then.
That's why I do, Pat. I like to do that, not to be malicious.
I like parody and ended me up in the wrong place, didn't it, Dave?
It's happened more than, I think it was about 3 times, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
I think it was 3 times.
Yeah, but that's bygones now. Let's don't bring that
bygones.
up.
No,
that one up, though. Come on.
That's my point. I'm glad.
Now that Andy's finished slagging me off, that's bygones now. Let's move on then, right? That's bygones now. Andy's had his little hit piece there. Bruce had his little jibe. Oh, that power did that is. This idiot's speaking incorrectly about me. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know anything about me, I think, unless whatever, somebody's been talking garbage to him, which is pretty likely. Somehow geezer downstairs.
To actually hear, Andy, and that was exactly what my motives were for doing that video, and for actually giving that video, or partially that video, to Bill was because I was so incensed, as everybody was, when they did that dreadful stuff against Lucy. I'm sorry, that was literally too much. And I also noticed in the video that Eric made, he attacked you, Bruce, about your agoraphobia, which is pretty low.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad, to be honest. I don't know if you mind my sharing this here. It's embarrassing, but I've brought it up from time to time, here and there, while talking on YouTube. But I really don't like talking about where I'm at in the now. It's embarrassing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so my hope was, my last ditch effort was to try to get a private conversation with Eric and try to explain, hey, come on, man, I don't want to talk about this crap in public, I mean,
he's listening now, by the way.
Keep doing it,
He's listening.
Yeah, that's fine. But
He won't come in. It's guilty. He's
When-
guilty.
When he wouldn't do that with me, and then next thing you know, there's a StreamYard link thrown out. He wants me to go in and talk. I'm like, well, this is just to get views. It's like this is the opposite of what I wanted. And
click
he
on
was
the
afraid
link
to talk
then.
with me in
Go
private,
in.
that it would be used against him. I'm like, well, then just don't say things you don't want. I mean, why are you even worried? I mean, I'm the one that was going to sit and confess everything I did today confess whatever you want to, having a weakness in life. I'm like,
Oh, by the way, I was going to say, I haven't listened to all of the rest of this video. They've finished having a little joke and whatever. Right. I'm going to assume here that Andy is going to try and introduce the subject of me again.
that would have been my concern, not his. And so, you know, as I tried to explain things and what he presented, and then later said, and the dude won't even allow you to talk, you know.
I know,
No,
it's a pointless exercise, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I just want to bring that up because that will be lie number 7. He promised and he swore blind that you'd have 15 minutes to speak your mind uninterrupted, and I counted, and you never had 1 minute out of the. You weren't even there. I think about 7 minutes. You was there.
I was hoping to be able to explain that you presented this in my hangout, and I left you go with it, and I left it slide. Tried not to challenge him much, in concern he would get work, and that's really why that went smoothly. But then when he went and made the next video, and then following things he had to say, that's when I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, buddy.
Yeah. Is that not a lie? I promised you 15 minutes to speak, and you wasn't even allowed 15 minutes. That's another lie.
No, and I was just trying to, because it is complicated. I mean, if you hold to the Bible verse and say what it says, and then the way he's reading it, I feel it should be in context of judgment. But then to say that he doesn't believe that fits me, that you don't have love, but then to go on then later and say it does, it's like, well, which is it? I mean, it has to be what, and using his way of thinking, it's either this or it's that. It's either this or that. Yes or no, yes or no. Okay, well, so we go to that black and white thinking. Well, now we have a lie, you know? So which is it, you know? And that was my frustration. He would not allow that to go there.
Did David see the sadistic mask video of the perverted sneezing, coughing on people? No, I didn't, Cheryl.
Oh, that's wacko, man.
Who made that then?
That was, see, although me and you, we're inclined the same way. You know, not going to take certain medical procedures.
Right, yeah.
But he was saying, and that's wrong, especially if you are fearful or whatever. He said he deliberately didn't wear a mask and started coughing.
Well, wait. Oh, wait, though. Let me just say, he has stage 4 COPD, so he can't wear a mask.
Okay, yeah, all right. So he was exempt. All right, so let's get that. Yeah, the fact that he was exempt from, but he used his exemption to abuse people who were a bit afraid. And, this was right at the height of the stuff when, who knows what was going on. But
yeah, he was coughing on people and laughing about it.
I actually went to court last year, Bill. No one knows about this. I can't show you the video or anything, but I was in Dover with my wife going to see a fella. And I got involved in kind of a road rage thing. I was the victim of, and I was just driving down in this serious. This guy.
I remember you talking about that.
I'm going to pause this. I'm going somewhere else. See what Dave's up to. See how Dave.
But they all think they're children of God. They're not children of the devil. Listen, when somebody's up there talking about what they believe in, they always consider themselves a child of God. If they don't like you, though, you're one of the children of the devil.
Oh, I can just go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Not much, huh?
Oh, hold on. I don't want to do that.
God and the children of the devil. What a contrast. But then we hear almost that even though there's children of the devil, they're just listening to the devil. They're justified, but they're just listening to the devil. But you, news unit, you have been used by demons to mock the Holy Spirit. There's no hope for you. You're heading for disaster now. God told me. God told true salvation and all this other bullshit. So we're loaded. Just a lot of bullshit all over the place.
Dave,
Constant bull. Yeah, what's up, man?
I do apologise for interrupting. I'm just going to tell you I'm recording. Is that okay with you?
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
Well, I was recording something else. I thought, oh, Dave's just gone live. I'll pop over, see how he is.
Who?
Dave, you.
I didn't get. Oh, okay, okay.
You've gone live. I thought to myself, oh, I'll come over because I was in the middle of a recording doing something else.
That's cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I haven't heard anything, you know.
I'm just ranting and raving about this bullshit going on where people are always calling each other brother. Everybody's a brother, you know.
Yeah.
But then when they don't like somebody, then, you know, then they're not a brother. They're a devil or, you know, a demon or whatever they want to call it. They like that word demon. And, you know, I've had that happen to me. I've been called Satan.
Yeah.
And you know, we got all these people that are supposedly justified, but they're just not living right, you know, and all this. But that's okay because everybody makes mistakes, you know. And
but if you
know,
were, if you were Satan, you'd be a bit sneakier about putting stuff across, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, but Jesus called Peter Satan. He said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So somebody might say, "Well, Peter was Satan."
No, it was a spirit in him that was speaking through him.
So Peter was listening to Satan.
Well, I mean, he was just. Oh, that's a. I mean, I did do a study on that. It wasn't literally.
Yeah, that would be.
We both.
That would be
that, but the spirit of what he was saying.
Right.
Was because he wasn't filled with the Holy Spirit at that point. That has to be remembered, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sorry, I do apologise for interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. I don't mind.
I'm getting slagged off again. So, yeah. Anyway,
it's funny how all the diverse doctrines out there, can come together in fellowship, and everybody's a brother.
I can't call some certain people a brother, Dave. I just won't do it.
Yeah. I mean, how do you just, you know? I might as well just go up to a Muslim, say, "Hey, brother, what's up?" You know. Or a Jehovah's Witness, say, "Hey, brother, we're all brethren. We all love each other. It's all great," you know.
A Christian hearing that, if they are some sort of Christian, they're going to think, "Oh yeah, what do you mean, you're a brother to a Muslim or whatever?"
Hey, brother. You know, all that kind of shit. It's weird. And even how am I going to put this one? Even a lot of these pastors that I listen to, not a lot of them because I don't listen to a lot of people, but the few pastors that I listen to, even they seem to get to this position every once in a while where you got these people doing, you know, wicked things and ungodly things and unrighteous things, whatever, but they're all justified because they believe the gospel.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, it's just the way it is. But then if I do something wrong, then I'm immediately branded up going to hell, you know.
The thing is, see, Bill was in my stream yesterday with Bruce, Dude, you know Paul, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And he was using basically what you were saying there. Oh, he believes this. He believes Jesus Christ died, was buried, resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're a brother. And I'm sat there thinking, I should have said something. There's more to it than that, Bill. What comes after that? If they start teaching false doctrine, am I supposed to still accept them as a brother? I should have said that to him. I know I was thinking it. I don't know. I'm just not. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it is. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because, you know, of my own experiences throughout the last 35, 40 years, you know.
Yeah, you've seen it growing, haven't you? That Paul's teaching. You've seen all the compromise.
Yeah, I've been in these churches. I've been in churches and I've been branded an unbeliever for years by a lot of people.
I haven't had that experience. I haven't had that experience, Dave, because I was in jail for most of the time I've been saved.
Right. Well, being in church and outside of jail, maybe that's sometimes just as bad, you know?
No, what I mean
Because
is,
you got,
what I mean is
it's
I haven't been
weird.
involved in any denominations while I was in jail.
Right. I know.
I didn't have that experience like you've had.
Yes.
I haven't.
Yeah. You go to different churches. Like I mean, I've been to a lot of the same ones too, the fundamental independent Baptist churches,
Oh yeah.
and they're all, most of them King James only. And a lot of them are at odds with each other too. And they used to say something like this. They would say, well, we can agree to disagree, you know, or whatever.
Yeah,
We still
I
fellowship.
hate that.
Yeah.
I understand what's meant, being charitable.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to make enemies sort of unnecessarily. Agreeing
No,
to
but all these years that have been going by and the importance of the Word of God, I mean, how long is it going to take to not be tossed to and fro by every wind of doctrine, you know?
Yeah. And being
I guess maybe, I asked this question one time and Veckel gave me an answer. He said, well, that's just the way it is or something. I forgot how he put it. He said that it's just not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess God calls us to be all at odds with each other, and that's his providence. That's his sovereign providence.
Yeah.
So he's chosen us to all be a bunch of Fruit Loops and screwballs. And he's writing the script, and you can, then Ace Theo and the boys, Ben Abraham with his Hebrew knowledge. That guy is about as lofty air prick as I can imagine. I tell it to his face too, if he ever came on my channel. I'd smoke him like a pipe, and I'd put him down so far he'd never get out. He could squirm. They never come over. I know. I'm telling you, there's guys that I don't like. I don't trust them, and I don't like them.
You're not required.
I don't love them either. If that's the case, the hell with them. I don't give a shit. I don't have to love them. Nobody says I got to love everybody.
Not in scripture, no.
Yeah, where does it say that I'm supposed to love everybody?
Well, love your neighbour as yourself. I mean, somebody will quote that at you.
Oh yeah, they're just. What does that mean though? So I should go by my neighbor and say, "Hey man, I love you. How you doing?" He'll look at me like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that'll be a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, I love you as myself. I'll tell them maybe I should start telling my neighbors that every day.
Mm-hmm. But you're not required to trust anyone, Dave.
No.
They faith in Jesus Christ, not.
Isn't there even there? I think there's even a scripture about trusting a brother. Put no confidence in trusting a brother or something. Let me see where is that? Let me look it up. Trust.
I usually use Psalm 118, verse 8. In fact, that used to be my channel name.
Trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant. Jeremiah 9:4.
You can't even. Well, yeah.
There's a scripture there. I'm just pulling it out of context just to say it because I remember what it said a little bit. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders.
What's that verse, Dave, please?
Jeremiah 9:4.
9:4. Yeah. Sorry, I'll post it in the private chat because it's.
And then there's even a scripture about the woman. Let me see if I can find it.
Pull it up, Dave.
Here, where the hell is that one? Tender and delicate woman among you. No, that's not the one. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. Let's see. The tender and delicate woman should not adventure set so around.
How's your mother, Dave? Is she doing okay? Is she getting?
She's still in. I'm taking care of her, and the nurses. Oh, there's been a big fiasco here going on too.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday, early in the morning here, like in the dark of the night, she called 911, which is our emergency number on the phones, and they came with the ambulance, and everybody was over here in the morning. Actually, it was in the morning when it was light out. What am I talking about? I'm losing track. So then I'm supposed to have power of attorney. I was told she doesn't go to the hospital anymore.
Yeah.
But then the whole gang was here with a cop and the ladies from the hospice and all the rest of them. And they decided to make a joint decision to take her to the hospital. And I said, okay, whatever, you know. But they were going to just do it anyway. They didn't need my permission for it. So they took her to the hospital. And then when she gets to the hospital, the doctor from the hospital calls me and says, we're going to discharge her. She doesn't want to be here and all this. I'm thinking, oh, here we go again, you know. So I kept my cool this time because I'm so wore out from everything.
Yeah.
I was just too tired to get upset.
Yeah.
And later on, she came back home on an ambulance. And I put her back in bed, and here she is again. So it's like, but they were making statements like she's not safe at home. I'm abusing her and all sorts of bullshit. All these little undertones of weird shit. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Which is why I do these shorts, because I'm showing people I'm not abusing my mom. You know, she's laying there and we're talking. Hey, man, I'm dressing her wounds. I'm taking her to the potty. I'm pulling up her diapers, everything, cleaning up.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm the nurse, and them fucking nurses only come here an hour every 2 days. And then they say, all they do is come here and say, hi, Mary, can we check your vitals? You know?
Yeah.
And it's all the same bullshit. And it's like, okay, bye. If you need us, call us. I'm the one who's the nurse. I'm the full-time nurse. I'm the full-time CNA. I'm the full-time doctor. I'm the full-time janitor. I'm the full-time counselor. I'm everything. I'm the son. I'm everything. And if I go to sleep because I'm tired, then they act like, oh, you're not watching your mom. Go fuck yourself. I am watching my mom. She actually told me, go get some rest.
Yeah.
You're tired.
You've got
You
to.
know what I mean?
You don't get your sleep.
She told me, yeah.
Yeah.
I was up for like 80 some hours straight.
Yeah. Wow. That'd take a bit of doing.
Yeah.
80 hours. How many days is that?
That's over 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
I probably was up easily
3.5
over 72
days.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I finally slept a bit, but I'm still tired. It knocked me out.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll tell you something. If anybody, the wrong person, I'm telling you, if the wrong person ever says that to my face one more time, I might just fucking lose it.
Yeah, don't.
If they tell me that I'm abusing my mom or some shit like that, I'm so tired of hearing that shit.
Yeah.
Or some kind of undertone that she's not safe. Don't you ever fucking tell me that again. I might just call the cops and have people thrown out of my house.
Yeah.
If I hear that one more time, I'll get a restraining order. I'll fire this fucking bunch, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would talk to your friend, that police guy.
I do. I talk to him all the time. He's really helpful.
It might be worth getting some sort of camera so he can record everything that's going on, you know, privately.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing my shorts. That's all I'm doing. But, you know, it's just like, it's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Her
I know.
friends come here and see her, you know.
Yeah.
People are in and out all the time. I'm like, I mean, really, man.
Yeah.
You know. I'm washing stuff all the time, keeping everything clean, mopping up, cleaning that wound of hers. It smells like a damn World War II, you know, some kind of real bad, deadly wound that somebody got shrapnel or blown up by a machine gun or something going off. It's horrible, you know.
That would stress you.
That wound stinks to high heaven.
Yeah.
That gaping wound she's got on her heel. You ought to see that wound, man. Did you see a picture of that wound?
No, I can't look, Dave. I can't look at things like
Oh,
that.
it's terrible. Anybody that sees that and has to look at it, they'd have fainted. They would fall right over dead.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be able to handle it. And I clean that wound and everything, and I bandage it up all the time. And then I go eat soup and have some crackers. And nobody could do that. They'd throw up. It's been kind of difficult. I'm just kind of crabby tonight, to be honest with you, a little bit, because you know, you tune in here, you want to hear something decent, and you hear all this arguing all the time. Everybody calling each other brother. It's the same old shit over and over. Not everybody. I'm not talking about everybody, but there's a lot of that going on, and everybody's got their hobby horse doctrines and all that shit, and it just keeps happening. It's just like, what the hell,
Dave, how could
I
anybody?
almost wish the damn rapture would happen yesterday.
Yeah. Dave, how could
Yeah.
anybody possibly call you crabby?
yeah. We both get crabby. I know how it is too. I get crabby. You get crabby. I know how it is.
I was shouting.
But you know what?
Out, yes.
I'd rather know that you're not faking it and you get mad too, because if you just sit around and fake it and try to patronize people, oh, I love you and all that bullshit. Look, I do love people, and I do want to love my brethren, and I do love my brethren, and all of that. But it's just that some of this stuff going on with this false doctrine, it's just hard to. It's kind of just like a needle into your side. It just kind of like digs you all the time. It's like, what the heck's going on here? I guess you can ignore it, if you wanted to, but we've kind of known a lot of people on several of these channels now for a while, so you can't help but wonder what they're talking about, because you've known them and you've interacted with them one way or the other and all that. It's just like, how long is it going to be before we get some sound doctrine cooking and better understanding?
Yeah,
maybe not.
When are people going to start growing or growing up?
I mean, that's what I'd like to get better. I'd like to know some good stuff. I'd like to keep learning. Now, lately, I've been kind of wore out, and I haven't even had time to study and do anything, because I've been working with my mom here, and and I'm in a different situation right now. I'm kind of in a place where I need to be ministered to, kind of,
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody's prayers. I do. I really do. I'm just not saying that. I mean, it's easy to say that, and kind of, because everybody says it. No, I really mean it. I really do. And I sit back and I pray to the Lord, and, me and Ma talk and whatever. And, it's not always easy for us either. We get kind of moody too. She gets moody at me a little bit. I might get a little moody at her. But, people don't understand that, because that's real life. That's real life.
Well, even
it's just the way it is.
Yeah, older people are allowed to be moody.
Sure, and we all get kind of that way, and
yeah.
But then I had to listen to these people tell me how unsafe it was here, and I'm supposed to just be so nice about it, Oh yeah. Oh, they got in a big rift here. They took her out of here on Tuesday, and then the ER at the hospital brought her right back. And I guess there was a big argument between the big shots at the hospice versus the hospital. I had nothing to do with it. I'm staying out of it.
Yeah.
I'm just taking care of my mom. I'm just minding my own business. I'm trying to do what my mom wants to do.
Yeah.
I try to, coincide with whatever her wishes are. And I've been doing that to the best of my ability. And I'm trying to help my mom. I love my mom. I don't want my mom to die. I really don't. I want her to live. I'm going to do everything I can to help her. I'm trying to feed her. She's actually starting to eat a little bit now.
Great.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, she was eating soup tonight. I'm making chili tonight. I'm up all night making chili.
Yeah.
I didn't even get my pot roast started. I made oxtail soup with Caroline the other day, a friend of hers.
Yeah.
I warmed up some soup she wanted today.
Yeah.
I make everything. I mean, I do everything, and I'm trying and trying and trying and trying.
Yeah. Sometimes it's never.
And it certainly ain't easy, huh?
Sometimes it's never good enough for other people that don't know you do. I
No.
saw your shorts video of her talking before all that kicked off. She was talking about Jesus. I think she mentioned Charles Lawson or somebody.
Yeah, she listens to a few guys,
Yeah, it's obviously your mum, Dave. Of course you do.
Sure.
So
we're just I'm just relying on God's grace right now. I mean, to get me through all this stuff. This is a trial.
Yeah.
It's definitely a sorrowful time.
Yeah.
And it's not easy, And, I just came on here not to bellyache about it really, but I am bellyaching a little bit about the false doctrine and stuff going around still and all that nonsense. It just seems to be just kind of never ends,
Yeah. I'm not going to. This woman that you mentioned from Scripture, Dave, have you got a verse?
Yeah, I got to find that. No, I'm trying to find. I forgot what it says. Lieth.
It's about trust, things like
Yeah, I forgot what it says. Oh, here it is. Micah 7:5.
Oh, yeah.
Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Who's her that lieth in thy bosom? It doesn't say your wife necessarily.
Do you know what's annoying me at the moment, Dave? I'm genuinely, I mean, if you heard me on Praise's stream the other day, it was a 10-hour one.
I probably didn't. I didn't have time.
I'm sick wholeheartedly, absolutely sick to death of people using Smokey, Eric, blah, blah, de blah, blah, as their reference point to illustrate and prove their holiness in comparison. I've had a gut full of it. And yet they're going on about Eric again in Bill's stream. Again, after the conversation I had with Bill yesterday, I'm sick to death of hearing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. And they're whinging about me. And they're just having a laugh at my expense. And it's just so annoying. I've never tried to force anybody into believing anything. I believe the things that I believe now before I even came across any of them in the so-called community. Eric again. Wee.
Why is it so hard for it seems like the contests take precedence over actually studying the Word of God. The contesting goes on. You know what I mean? And as if these guys have studied so much that they know everything. I listen to them. They don't know what the hell they're talking about most of the time. They might have a little edge on something. They think they got an edge on figuring out Daniel's 1,335 days and all the rest of that shit. And trying to correlate that with Revelation and all this other stuff all the time. It's always Daniel and Revelation, Daniel and Revelation. You never hear much about the Apostle Paul, what he wrote, and understanding different serious doctrines pertaining to the gospel of Christ and the revelation of mystery and all that. How come nobody talks about that so much? It's always this other shit trying to, figure out the end timeline and the rapture coming soon all the time and all that kind of bullshit. It's ridiculous, man.
Why do we need to talk about it? We're in
crazy stuff, crazy inferences of stuff that's not even in Scripture.
Yeah.
In between the verses and the gap and all this other stuff. It's like, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Gap. Yeah, Ace Theo was trying to go on about a gap between Genesis 1:1 and 1:2. And using that to bolster up his universalism. So there's no.
Well, Ace Theo's got this guy, Ben Abraham or whatever his name is, Abraham. And he's a big scholar in Hebrew, he claims to be. So what? What does that prove? I don't even care. I don't care if you can read it 100 miles an hour. Backwards, right to left, like you read it. Doesn't matter to me. What good are you? You're not teaching anybody anything. The guy's actually a universalist anyway, the Ben Abraham guy. He's just as much a universalist as the rest of them, and none of them even agree on everything. And they're all over the place. They got their guru there, and all that. I don't even think I'm subscribed to Ace anymore. I unsubscribe from him. I don't see him come up on my feeds anymore. I unsubscribe from him. I'm so sick of that universalist garbage. I don't want to hear any more about it. I went over there and laid into them, and they got wore out. I wore them out. Now I'm just wore out because of Mom, and all this going on here. but you know, I'm dealing with it. God's giving me strength. It's still. I'm gonna go check on her in a little while here, pretty quick too, and then go back to bed. I didn't even go to bed yet. I was cooking. I'm making some stuff there.
Are you doing some more chili?
Yeah, I'm gonna make some more chili, but I made other stuff too. I made hamburgers. I'm gonna make some pot roast. I made oxtail soup. We cleaned that up already. I warmed her up some soup she wanted out of a can. She wanted some certain brand, and I did it. You know, certain things she wants, she'll get it. Little things. I'm gonna make some breakfast. I guess I should have let all this shit bother me. You know what Mike tells me to copy? He says, don't let that stuff bother you. Just ignore it. He says, it's not even worth listening to when these guys are, you know, yapping about their apologetics and, you know, one-upping another guy about something and all this kind of stuff. He says, it's just not even worth listening to. Just a waste of time. He's right, you know. More often than not, it really is a waste of time.
Well, yeah, it is, because it takes up time, and you've got,
right,
obviously, with what's going on with you now,
right.
it's even more precious, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother,
I know.
you know.
No, I mean we talk straight up to each other. We you know, I'll say, Mom, you know, how do you feel? She said, I don't know. A little better. I said, you dying, Ma? Probably, she says. She's laughing. You know what I mean? We talk straight with each other. We don't mince words. You know, are you gonna I said, well, one good thing, Ma, you go be with the Lord. She says, yeah, and no more pain and everything. She says, you can't keep living, you know. She says, you get to a point where you just can't anymore. But she said, I'd like to get well. She said, I'd like to get better.
Yeah.
She said to me, you know, I still think I got a couple of years that I'd like to live yet, just because, she says, you know. And but she says, you know, if it's, you know, time, then I'll go, you know. So we talk straight up with each other. We don't play around, you know. And then I talk to her too, you know, like, well, maybe we'll make it to the rapture. I tell her, you know. I said, maybe it's just about to happen. She says, I think it is. We were talking about, you know, we're tired, and we're not trying to forecast the rapture or anything, but we're just talking to each other, you know. Maybe it is about to happen, you know. Wouldn't that be nice? I told her if we could escape natural death, we'd just go up, be with the Lord. Could be changed. That'd be something, you know. So I'm gonna go check on her pretty quick and then get back to sleep, I think, because I am tired. I probably shouldn't get on here and rant and rave about nothing or get myself worked up for no reason. It's kind of a waste of time. But I'm glad you stopped by, Bob, to say hi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I really do appreciate everybody's prayers. People have been very gracious to me, and a lot of people. And I know we got all this conflict going on. We'll just have to take one day at a time with it. And I don't know, maybe the Lord will give us all more better understanding here quicker so we can get on track and edify one another. That'd be nice. So we'll just have to keep on praying and whatever and just press on toward the mark, you know?
The Lord knows those that are His, and He knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
He walks amongst the candlesticks, doesn't He, Dave, from Revelation? So He knows what's going on in the church.
Oh, He does. He knows what's going on, all right.
Yeah.
He knows us better than we know ourselves.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah. And you know, we love Him because He first loved us.
Yeah.
We ain't nothing special, and we know that. Once we know it, you know, we realize that. But He's still going to become to be glorified in His saints and to be admired in all them that believe. So there's good things coming, you know.
Glorified in His saints. I wonder what time that starts.
Isn't that something? How that's all going to go down?
Yeah.
We have yet to experience all of that. But point is that we got a lot to be thankful for too, actually.
Oh, absolutely, everything. Oh, God's word. I mean, that is God's Just to even have
And the
that.
devil tries to distract us with all this other stuff going on, and the contention, and the strife, and the envy, and the evil surmisings, and the disputings, and the debates, and he tries to
Finished
distract us.
having some sort of discussion or argument or whatever with somebody who's teaching lies or whatever. That's your morning. That's your morning gone, Dave.
Fables.
That's
Fables and endless genealogies, just a bunch of fables.
Yeah. And that's
Paul warned Timothy about it.
Yeah. We have to redeem the time. We have to make every effort, make every best use of our time.
Yeah.
It's short. I try to. I get a little bit bogged down.
Oh, sure. I know. So do I. We all get bogged down if we get our, And it's the pickings are thin when it comes to just focusing on the word, because it's hard to find that these days. But we'll keep on. Hey, I'm gonna go check on mine. I'm gonna collapse because I can feel I'm getting tired again here.
All right.
I really shouldn't have got on here because I'm in a crabby mood. I'm kind of crabby.
Yeah.
But thanks for stopping by and visiting, Bob. I'm gonna go to bed here pretty quick because I'm fading. I can feel it. I better close my eyes and rest too. It's time.
Have a cup of tea on me then.
I will. All right, brother. It's good to see you.
God bless you. And your mother, of course.
I'm really grateful for all the saints. And I know there's contention right now. And for those of us that are in Christ, I hope we can all come together in the unity of the faith and the knowledge of the Son of God and the perfect man, measure stature, fullness of Christ, and not tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. That's my prayer. So get a good rest, and we'll talk to you again, Bob. I'm going to head her out. I'll talk to you later.
Bless you. Bye.
You too, Bob. All right. Good night, man. Good morning or whatever. Good night.
It's morning here, about 6. Something like that. Yeah.
I actually went to court last year, Bill. No one knows about this. I can't show you the video or anything, but I was in Dover with my wife going to see a fella. And I got involved in kind of a road rage thing. I was the victim of, and I was just driving down in this seriously, this guy.
I remember you talking about that.
Did I tell you about this?
I'm pretty sure, unless it's
I don't think I have. No. Anyway, this crazy guy, he tried to ram me off the road, apparently because I didn't give way, and it was my right of way. And he shouted some abuse at me out the window, and I just basically told him to fuck off. And he spat at me straight in the face, right? Yeah, and I captured it on my GoPro on my dash. And there was 3 witnesses. He went to court for it was assault, common assault.
No, that's assault.
And he had to pay me $2,000 compensation because of
Wow.
Well,
to me, it's just odd that a guy who's preaching love and saying you need to love one another, and then goes into a place and he's laughing and carrying on like it was so hilarious to him that as he's coughing and sneezing, like you would think that most people would like turn their heads, they'd cover their face or something.
That's right. Our parents tell us to do that.
Yeah, we grew up like this, like cover your face. That's if you have a cold or something, and it's kind of you're going like, the heck, like why?
I'm amazed that nobody knocked his teeth in if he's got any.
I know.
That was again, our own understandings and our own conscience regarding that issue. Even I, if someone, who was a little bit fearful, or afraid, and they was putting on the mask or whatever.
Absolutely, you could understand it.
You don't go out your way and cough and spit all over them and laugh. You think, you're making it worse for them.
My best friends, they're very that's the way it is. They're anti-mask, and they don't like it. Okay, but they would never do that. Like I don't know people who would do that. Like it's just weird.
Well, I remember in the start of it, Bruce, when when lockdown first started, there were certain people that were doing TikTok videos of them licking, railings and.
I saw that. Yeah, it's weird stuff in shops.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, what? Okay, fair enough. If that's what you want to do, whatever floats your boat. But that's not harming any. But well, I suppose it is really because you're putting your saliva on the guardrails where people's hands. And I'm wondering if like Eric isn't actually aware of the things that he comes out with, that he hasn't carefully thought these things out, what he's saying. Some of the stuff that he said in this recent video, which I've got, some of them were pretty alarming, some of the things he actually said, and I don't think he even realised what he was saying.
I see. I understand that, but I think Nicholas hits it on the head. People without a conscience do crap like that. I think
Yeah.
he's got a conscience.
Yeah.
He projects a holiness or a conscience on other people, probably because he hasn't got one. I mean, he's so malicious, so vindictive. Who would have thought a little old man would have been so cruel? But I tell you, he is.
Well, it makes you wonder what he was like when he was young. But then, as I've said, and I don't want to go down that route,
You just did.
casting aspersions on Eric, you know, because it's just a never-ending vicious circle.
Well,
For
stop
instance,
going
if
on
he-
about
if he
it then,
chooses
Brummy.
to make a response video to this, to challenge Dave, you know, where he doxes me into his hangout, he can go and do one. Because I'm not going to play into his narcissistic, delusional, you know, games. I'm not interested. If he wants to come here and have a responsible, an adult conversation, I'm good with that. But I'm not going to play into his deranged, you know, control freak antics. I'm not interested.
Exactly. That's why I done my stream yesterday. It was like a counter stream, and there's no way I was going in there. No way. I know.
The thing is, right, Eric, you can't hurt me. There's nothing you can say or do or post that will harm me, right? And you haven't got enough guts to come and confront me personally. You're thousands of miles away. You're in poor health. And why would you? So why do you do it on the internet? It's pointless. You're not achieving anything, unless he wants the attention, of course.
It's because they can, David. It's just because they can.
Yeah,
it's the
but
same as Smokey Saint. Smokey Saint would have said half the
again, here we
things. He
go.
wouldn't have said any of the things probably.
Well,
You
he
know,
wouldn't
to our
fair enough.
face, because he knows exactly what he's going to get. Same as Bob, he wouldn't say what he says to me in front of me because he knows.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, I
Bob
really
very
would.
well.
You don't want to know him. He's not a very nice man. Simple as that.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough, but
You
know, I don't
saying
know.
it as it is. You know, it's just how it is.
Andy, I probably shouldn't say this. I'll give you my home address. I offered to give you that. I will say it straight to your face. Believe you me, mister. Any of you, I don't care. Even if I got kicked senseless, I would still say exactly whatever I've said to your face. Dummy, hypocrite, liar.
Sure, but
And by the way, I knew Andy would bring me back into it again. Oh, Bob is not a very nice man. Thanks, Bill. I wonder what Bill's going to say in regard to that. Nothing.
Thing is, we've all got gripes and grievances with people.
Oh, yeah.
And it just seems odd to me.
Yeah, don't just carry on. Let Andy say what he's saying. I mean, it's okay. It's your channel, Bill. Oh, Bob's not a nice man, you know.
Do it online. It can be a blessing sometimes, the internet, but a curse the others. You know, in other times.
I said that. I literally said that yesterday on the stream. A double-edged sword is a blessing and a curse, and it's a blessing that you can get the gospel and the truth out there. Yeah, there's so many nut jobs and weirdos out there that really causes a lot of harm.
Well,
I know.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to just add to it, and I know I've been talking about it for a while, and I'm not claiming I'm right or anything like that, but you know, it for the last month or so, last couple of weeks, I've been really thinking about this whole thing of, say, the doctrinal position as such that these guys are pushing, you know, and I think that I don't know, they want to. I guess it's the terminology typically is conditionalism, and I think, well, anybody who's ever been remembered in history, it's usually, I don't think so much remembered what they said in their condemnations of others, but I think it's usually like, you know, I mean, even if just somebody, a family member or something, you go, well, they were always so nice and they always seemed to care and they were loving and they were humble, whatever. I mean, I think that's the stuff people remember. I don't think they remember the person that was yelling, well, you did this and you didn't do that, and you look at what you did now, you know, blah, 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 constantly yelling at you. You go like, well, what memory?
I don't need a false sense of security, by the way. I know he's probably not talking to me, referencing me.
Is that leave? You know, I mean, I just don't get it. Like like we're
really, if you really got to know me properly, because Bill doesn't. I say what I mean. That's it.
the humility. Where's the love? Where's the? It's just the odd thing.
It's where's the love in this stream then? Where's the putting it behind you, forgetting those things that are past, moving on, having a laugh at it? Well, no, you're doing another stream on Lionheart again and 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 again. Grow up.
Go to that extreme to where
it
turns what I guess you
the boy
into a monster. That's been mind blowing to me. Really.
Oh yeah, and you would have thought again. Obviously, I'm not a conditionist, but you would have thought if I was a conditionist, I'd very much guard what I say and how I behave.
Well, yeah, that's right. And if you screw up, then or you screwed up for a while, then you'd have room for backsliding, making mistakes, this and that. But if you're just going around, at least a lot of it, you know, treating people like crap and constantly telling them to straighten out and everything, you go like, what in the world? It's like, are you trying to destroy your position or what? You know what I mean? You know?
There we are. You know, it's a bizarre world we're in. But from my perspective, as I've said, there's not really much that Eric can do to harm me because I simply don't care. He's got a tiny audience in a little backwater of the internet, and if he goes any further than that and tries to, you know, go above and beyond the call of duty to try and cause me harm, then I will simply go up to the Google offices in London and try and do something about him if he becomes a problem. I don't think he will because I don't think he's that resourceful. But, you know, it just seems odd to me that he hadn't mentioned me in name for months and months. And since he posted, and that must have been 2 or 3 months ago. And then completely out of the blue, he launches this, you know, attack against me.
But this is the bizarre thing. This was the so-called proof that he's not a liar. And he didn't even mention me. And he brought you up and doxed you, your private email, name and everything.
Multiple times, yeah, I know. It's just
how's that even evidence against Bill? How's it, you know, he can't do it. He's been caught out as a liar, and the best thing he could do was, I'll just talk a load of rubbish, let Bruce in, kick him out, break a promise there, and then bring up someone else and dox him. I thought, yeah, well done. That was bad. I
thought towards the end that he calmed down some, and I thought, well, maybe there's an opportunity, just maybe. But I've truly now, I mean, I've had to accept that those opportunities I've done too many. I've gone way too many times, I think, at this point, because it's not a forgiveness. I was thinking the 70 times 7 thing. I don't think maybe that doesn't apply because all you're trying to do is reason, and when you realize you can't reason,
there's nothing left but to ignore. That's all.
Yeah.
The only option that's left to you. You know, I mean, the thing is, I was contemplating whether I should come in here or not when I was talking to Bill, because I'm simply giving him more oxygen. And Eric, I know you're listening.
Well,
but
stop
if you
doing it then.
Video, I'm simply not going to reply to you.
You're just doing that now, you moron. You're doing that now. You're doing that now. You're responding to him. You know he's listening, blah, blah, de, blah, blah. This is just so stupid. I wonder if Andy is going to take the opportunity again to have another dig at me. As I said earlier, I anticipated that Andy would try and bring me back into the conversation again. He did do. He will try it again. I'm not complaining, I'm just letting you know that I know what Andy's like. Oh, he's a very bad man. He don't want anything to do with him. Bill didn't say a thing against that. If he'd have been in my studio and said something similar to what he said about me, about Bruce or Tommy, right, or Bill, or Ben, I'd be shouting at him. I'd kick him right out. It wouldn't be allowed to happen. Wouldn't happen. And he'd be called out as a liar. Or just overlook it.
Nationally.
Yeah, that'd be the last chance. We know he's watching now. We know his lurkers are watching.
Yeah.
He's just looking to cherry pick certain things to suit his agenda or his motive. And I'm not
cherry picking here. I've got the context. I knew Andy would be getting there. I don't even know why Bill's using Dude Grace's YouTube user thingy image or whatever you call it. Right. I've got context here. I might even download the whole video. I don't think it's going to be worth doing though. I could get a transcript. Is it showing up? Oh, there's 4 comments. I can't see them all. So I'm blocked by a few people. Oh, there's Jack. Oh no, I can see all the comments. There's Linda. Judy J. Okay, fair enough. There's no transcript showing though. Oh, he's tagged Lionheart. Transcript will show up there. Anyway, there you go. I'm not going to bother. I wouldn't even. It would be an absolute waste of time.
I'm interested in that, Eric.
Yeah.
It's the strange thing is, I kind of liked Eric before all this took off.
You're feeding into it. I've never liked Eric. Not met. That's wrong. I came across Eric about 8 or 9 years ago, actually, after he'd done a so-called debate. When I saw the thumbnail associated with that debate, so-called debate, I thought, wow, I've communicated with this guy before. I got a really snotty answer. Really snotty. Before I even knew Bill as such, as well as you can know somebody on YouTube, Ben, Smokey, any of you, Andy, the dummy.
I used to find him quite interesting to talk to,
Yeah.
All right.
I'm out. When he was first on your channel, I thought at times it was interesting. I thought, it's a little far out for me here and there, but I'm like, whatever. And I kind of enjoyed it. But then I don't know what happened. Like things changed radically. I think I know what happened, but
to me, Bruce, it's like having an argument with a guy over Yamahas are better than Nortons,
yeah.
Hey,
Norton's better than
okay. All of a sudden, isn't that interesting? I was asked to let Ace Theo in my studio yesterday. Ben got a bit of a conniption about it. Andy's been giving Ben grief for the last, 2 weeks or so or something. And now it's, hey Andy, hope you are okay.
Do you want to fight about it, you arsehole? You must be a paedophile.
Otis is not whinging about Andy, the Universalist, being in Bill's stream. Although when Ace Theo, the Universalist, came into my stream, because I was asked to let him in, Ben's whinging. But he's not going to whinge to Bill about Andy being in there. How interesting.
And like Norton's, you bastard.
It's kind of funny, it's funny though. You would relate to this, I think. So you had like, I don't know what's all happening now, but say you had a Delta box frame, modern bike with inverted forks and big giant discs and I don't know, 6 caliper Brembos, whatever the heck's happening these days, And you compare that to say an old Norton or something, it's like
with drum brakes.
Yeah, well, even with the disc, when they got to the disc, you know, the single disc or even double, you know, with the pistons and stuff, you know. But if you compare like the amount of flex and all that, and I was just thinking I don't know why it was dawning on me today, how in a weird way, I kind of would rather ride the old Norton in a way, in that when you're doing like 70, 80 miles per hour, like you feel like you're moving through the turns and playing around.
Oh, yeah. It's all
When
the
you jump on the
vibration as
new-
well.
What's that?
When you get off a British bike, you still go.
Yeah, I know, but your hands are vibrating. But no, I mean, my big point though is that you can get a rush at a slower speed because everything's just slightly out compared to our modern bikes where you have to go a lot faster to get that rush. I mean, you can visibly see things flying, but you can go over your head, get in over your head faster nowadays. I don't, you know what I mean by that?
No, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah,
You're
no,
going really fast by the time it starts feeling twitchy, I guess.
yeah, absolutely. But there we
I
are.
don't
yeah.
know. I like
What
the
will be, Bruce. That's just the way it is, and it's the same for everybody here. All listening, take it on board. You're not going to convince anybody into your way of thinking. Those that do believe what you believe, you'll be together,
Right.
and be content with that. You know.
What's funny though is if I were to get into that argument of say a modern like Yamaha race bike or Suzuki, whatever it is, you know, and I try to compare it to the old Norton, I'm like, well, I don't know. I have more fun in a way. If you're not actually trying to race.
Yamahas are from Satan. Yamahas are from Satan.
There you go. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's funny.
There's a lot of people out there in the chat that have got cancer. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dave, the news unit, his mum's got cancer.
that's
And
rough.
Ben's talking about someone there. Yeah, Ben, I've got a number of them in my family too. It's terrible. It's a monster. Now, there's a monster we could all
food,
attack.
mate. It's down to food, I reckon. Living
No.
longer in food, probably, and down to that as well as it's down to that as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
well,
lots of
The injectables we can't talk too much about because
well, you know.
about that. Yeah. Last time I talk about that, because don't forget, I've still got one. I've got a warning on this channel, so we've got to be very careful.
How come you're not doing anything
Rumble.
on Rumble? Yeah, I was
No,
just about to say Rumble.
Yeah.
I don't know because the coordination. Because I like to coordinate when you're free, Andy's free, I'm free. To do that. It's down to what Andy Bates. What I'm saying is, I'm throwing a big hint to Andy. Andy needs to have some more time off to chillax.
I'm working 7 days a week at the moment, Bill. I'm working tomorrow as well.
I know, Andy. I can see that you're even saving up old tea bags and using them again.
Oh, well, I reckon I get another cup of tea out of that.
Definitely, yeah.
I'll be saving £2,800 next year by my own tobacco, so that's going to help a little bit.
Wow, that's worth it.
Yeah, it is because it's got. I mean, tobacco. I know America's prices are going up as well, but our tobacco over here is so exponentially, embarrassingly expensive. It's scary. It's getting scary now. Look, just for 50 grams of tobacco, you're talking over 30 quid now.
Well, yeah, it's about 25 quid here, Bill, for 50 grams. And the thing is, I've got so many vapes, and the one I've got is coffee. It's quite nice. Alison brought me.
Are you vaping?
I've got them, yeah, but I don't. It doesn't give you the hit.
No, that's why I stopped. I vaped for a year, and I weren't getting the hit. It's all right to have a little vape, but it's the hit I want. I want the hit of the nicotine, and you don't get it off the vape. You don't get it.
You know what vaping does to me? It hits me kind of like a pipe. That if I'm puffing on a pipe, it's
puffing on a pipe.
It's not as hot, and so the molecules aren't. It might work a little better than a vape. It depends on the person. But I just
I get a hit of a pipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like to me, like puffing on a cigar or something versus smoking a cigarette, there's not that immediate rush when it gets down in your lungs, I guess.
Yeah.
And maybe you can learn to live with that. But the vape thing, it never did any of that. Like it's kind of like, man, that just like I'd vape and then feel like wanting a cigarette. And I go like, oh,
exactly. That was the problem because at one point I was vaping to try and stop smoking, but I was smoking as well because I wanted the hit. So I thought, well, I'll smoke.
I know it's bad. It's not good.
I'm getting free beer, Bill, and vapes, free vapes for Alison at work.
What?
Yeah. No, really.
Really?
Yeah. Right. When things go out of date, they have to throw them in the skip.
Oh, okay.
And I get them. Ali, you know, the governor.
Still all right.
Yeah, and he said
Still all right.
says to Ali, just take them home if you'll chuck them in the skip, up to you. And they still work.
Wow.
And the beer is fine, trust me.
Man, look at that. Look, in New Zealand, $140 just for 50 grams of tobacco.
Bloody hell, it's probably cheaper to smoke weed.
Jeez.
Man,
They want everyone on weed, don't they? Then they can just do what they want with us.
I'll smoke. I'd rather smoke bleeding dried out tea bags and pay $130.
Got one here, Billy. If I send it to you.
Cool.
Dry that out and send it to me.
Yeah, I'll just send it to you.
Yeah. Anyway, there we are. But I just hope all this nonsense just stop, honestly, because guys, and it doesn't matter what side of the bloody fence you're on. You know, we all know that the world's literally falling apart, and things are going to get.
It's been driven off a cliff on purpose, David. It's been
It
driven
is.
off a cliff on purpose, mate. You've got to
And
get rid of the old
believe
system to get the new one in.
And
Well,
believe
it's
you
entropy.
me,
They call that entropy, and it is entropy in everything. You know,
62 quid in English for 50 grams. That's about 30 quid for 25 grams. Wow. That's not funny.
our bodies are failing. Everything's failing entropotically,
yeah.
and that's why we wait for Christ to come back and sort it all out. Because there ain't going to be no man rise up and save us all. It ain't going to happen. Don't be waiting for someone like Trump. Although I like Trump personally, and it might help a little bit. Don't be waiting for people to solve the problems. The problem's going to be solved by self and by Christ.
Well, you know, I agree with you, Bill. Absolutely. Don't expect anybody to sort of get things sorted out because it won't happen. Yeah. And in more ways than one.
That's it. Forget it. Otherwise, you know, just
Oh, yes. Andy's nodding sagely there. Yes. Wisdom.
In that event, but like I said, the point was we're all going to be struggling just to put food on the table soon. With what's going on in the world, and believe you me, when your children or your family or you are hungry and cold and uncertain of the future, I mean, on this planet, all right, the last thing you're going to be worried about is this person said that on the internet and that person did that.
Yeah. You know, I'm just thinking about this again. You know, why isn't Ben complaining about Andy being there in the studio and in Bill's studio? And yet he'll come to my channel whinging about Ace being in my studio. And I did explain to him, I was asked to invite him in. I did say, I don't want Ace in my studio. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Bim. Yeah. Double standards.
Yeah,
It's going to just fade away into insignificance. Take a walk around a cemetery where you've lost loved ones, and that puts everything in perspective for you. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
There, for the sake of God, go all of us.
That's right.
You know?
Well, I'm going to take off. I guess it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the conversation, and
Oh yeah, I bet you did.
I do permit myself to talk about Eric.
Oh yeah.
Try to wean yourself off it, Bruce, if you can. I know.
Try to wean yourself off it. Sam Algater down south says in a studio of Bill's, and it is up to him, you know. That's up to him, that's up to them. But it's in a stream called Liar Liar Lionheart. Oh yeah. Try to wean yourself off talking about Eric while you're talking about Eric. You can't stop. This is laughable.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
Just try and wean yourself off.
Yeah, it's a bad drug addiction. But if I talk to him, though, I will cut my tongue out. Like,
Well, you keep going in there, Bruce. You know. I don't know. Is it Dunning-Kruger's or cognitive dissonance? Some form of masochism or something. I don't know. Who cares?
if I catch myself slipping, just make a little cut to my tongue. But if I fall into it completely, I'll have it removed.
Oh yeah.
You need a special feature put on your computer every time you go into Eric's Hangout. It connects. It gives you an electric shock or something.
There you go.
Yeah,
or my audio shuts off.
Isn't it weird? The wife was just going to say that.
Really?
Honestly, I swear to God as my witness, she was going to say every time Eric comes up, you're tempted to go in there, you get electric shock. She literally said that.
Weird, eh?
Okay, maybe I could do it like this. I'll just get a shock collar and
That's
just
it.
push a button.
Yeah, who gets control of the remote, Bruce?
I guess I could give it to somebody.
Oh, it's much more fun if you gave it to me. I mean, it'd have to be
All
pretty
right,
powerful.
yeah, I'll do that. I mean, you'd be shocking me just walking around. Like, what do you mean you're walking down the street? You can't walk that far.
Dave, stop it.
Mama,
you
would have to wear earbuds, and you could go like,
Yeah, look, Cheryl's volunteered. She'd be in charge of controls.
okay.
And I have a feeling, in love, she would use them controls very often when you're tempted to go to Eric's.
And it's all for your own good, Bruce. It's all for your own good.
All right. I'll get this shock collar.
Bruce, what do you reckon?
I'll hand out remotes to people I trust.
What do you reckon on this outfit do for this guy? It's a 90 Mercury 4-stroke, and he seized it solid, cooked it. Do you think the block will be cracked?
I don't know.
I think it will be. I really don't want.
Depends what it is. Is it cast iron?
Alloyed block, alloyed head. Everything's alloy with steel liners.
Oh, alloy, yeah.
Yes.
Alloy, yeah.
It's gonna be a bit dodged up.
Not that I even know anything, but I'm just saying it sounds good. It sounds good, all right? Look, I'm interested in engines, all right?
I know.
Titanium block.
Oh, you'll be all right with titanium. That's going to be expensive. Could you imagine titanium block?
I've got a titanium rod in my leg.
Yeah, but imagine that as a whole block. That's going to cost a lot. You are titanium man.
Could we be approaching a point in time though where they'll have like carbon fiber blocks and stuff? I can't imagine that, but don't think yet.
They tried that with diving bells, didn't they? With submersibles, didn't work out too well, did it, Bruce?
Oh, okay. How many people did they lose? No, I hope not. I didn't know that.
All of them.
Really? They actually, I didn't know about that.
No.
Right.
That was doomed to failure. Oh
Well,
boy.
They cracked or what?
Well, the problem is with carbon fiber Kevlar, it's immensely strong, but it's also brittle and it deteriorates very quickly. So every time they went down in the thing, it was losing its integrity. And the design was just not. It's got to be a sphere. It has to be a sphere.
Though, guys. I'm listening.
This is interesting. That's up to him, of course. I don't complain about whatever. Somebody going into somebody's studio. I don't know why New Me is in Nine Apologetics. That's up to him, you know. I'll probably record some of it. I'll wait. No big deal. Who cares what New Me think? But he's going to put the boot in. I know that much.
I'll come back and play it. Sorry. Gotta play. All right, bye.
See you later, Bruce. Bye.
See you later, Bruce. Take care. Have a good day with you. Yeah. Brilliant. But, I'm going to piss off now. Boot fair in the morning. Pick up some lovely little bargains. What did I buy the other day? I bought a GPS. You know those old TomTom bloody things, Andy?
Yeah.
I bought one. I've had one for about 30 years, the same one. It's never broken. And I paid about 200 quid for it back then. I bought one for a quid.
Quid.
and it
It's
worked.
incredible, isn't it?
Quid,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Amazing.
I bought some really nice night vision binoculars as well for, I think it was a £5.
Night vision. Oh, that'd be handy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
handy, that will.
I've
Yeah.
got night scopes and everything. I've got night binoculars. I've got all kinds of stuff, mate. I'm be out there shooting rabbits and
You're going to need them, David. I tell
And
you what,
them
me and the
squirrels.
family.
And them squirrels, man, the squirrels and pigeons are the biggest buggers going, I'll tell you.
I came across the lime kiln today. We went out on the bike, had a ride around the coast and whatnot. And when I came back, I sort of do a bit of green laning across the lime kiln, the farmers' fields and that. And he's just ploughed the fields over. And there must have been 300 pigeons sitting there, wood pigeons, all in one big bloody batch. I could have sat there quietly in the hedgerows, just knocking them all off and cutting the breasts off and putting them in a freezer bag. But winter time I'll be out there.
Don't tell Ben.
Same here. I'm going to invest myself in a couple of half decent air rifles. I think
you've got to go for PCP, Bill. I know it's a pain in the ass because you've got to have a compressed air cylinder, but they are so quiet.
They are, yeah.
With the
spring just makes too much noise.
Exactly. Go.
They'll be gone. They'll be gone. They'll be gone.
Yeah. That's my dilemma because the spring ones more reliable, but I see the advantages obviously with the gas powered ones and the silence of it, especially if you're again you're out there in the evening and that lot, and you've got to be quiet and you've got to feed your family. You don't want to be a springer going.
No, exactly.
In here, do you?
No, exactly. So
it's a long day because you've got to wait for them when they obviously hear the
absolutely.
spring, they'll be gone, and you got to wait for them to come back again and then pop another couple off if you're lucky.
And that, again, the problem with the gas ones is they're temperature sensitive. So, in cold winter times, the compression is really, low right down, isn't it?
No, they're all right. No, it's atmospheric. The pressure equalizes with the ambient temperature and all of that. You just fill this thing up to 200 bar, and that's it. Away you go.
How many pellets would you get out of that then? 50, 60, 100?
60. Oh God, do you know what? I haven't actually counted. A lot, an awful lot. Probably 150 pellets, something like that. Shots out of one fill. It's quite a lot. It's only 12 psi. That's the legal limit. I mean, some of these things you can
wind them up, can't you?
I wouldn't, because then that's a nicking. You might as well have a.
My brother used to have a pump up pellet gun.
Yes,
used to pump it up.
They used to make them because I like the pump.
Yes, you used to have that, and you used to, you could really wind that thing up.
Yeah, but they still made a noise. They weren't quiet.
Yeah. No, they weren't. That's right. Yeah.
No, but I can remember them, and I've not seen one for a long time.
Later on, Ben it's up to him. Ben goes in the studio with Andy in there. Right.
A long time, especially if you want to buy a new one. I've not seen a pump up. I don't think they make them anymore.
Have you have your power supply approached you to have a smart meter yet at all?
Multiple times, and I just tell them to piss off.
Yeah. We didn't have a choice. Yeah, we had one from when we moved in, an old one. So
I've actually joined a few groups, Andy, that want to go off grid. And I was going to come into that about the pros and cons of the internet. Sort of hooked up with some friends that I haven't seen in decades, and I was quite surprised that a number of them from Dover have actually they're investing in land. Right. And I've got crossbows. Is that John Salvation Across Land? I've got 2 crossbows, 3 actually. Really nice.
That's John. Yeah,
John. I've got 3 really nice ones. I've got that EK Adder, which is the repeater, 5 shots, and I've got an EK Jaguar up there. It's 180 pounds pull on it. It's pretty good. But what was I going to say? And to be honest with you, Andy, my mission now is to make a stealth camper out of an old council library, you can buy something like a 7.5-ton Ford Iveco for about $5.5
We had
grand.
this conversation about 8 or 9 years ago. Do you remember?
Exactly, and I'm
Yeah.
really seriously doing it, thinking about it
Yeah,
now, because
yeah.
the 15-minute cities and all of this, which are going to happen. The ULEZ is going to be everywhere. I know
Well,
they're
you guys got
coming
me.
back.
I mean, I got to pay £12.50 every time I go down there now.
Yeah, so I'm just
So I
getting
just try and get a double up. Like I've got 2 tomorrow to go down. If it's 1, then £12.50 out of you. I've had to up my prices a little bit just to try and. I can absorb some of it, but I can't absorb
But
everything.
it's just
Well,
it's morally and ethically and it's scientifically wrong, because apparently, according to them, you're polluting the atmosphere, you're ruining the air quality. Yeah, if you pay your
Never been better in
£12.50,
London.
yeah, you pay your £12.50, that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's crazy. I've got a license to pollute the air, then, have I?
Yeah,
Fine.
you want to get someone to sort of tweak up your Merc, tweak it up so it really burns lots of diesel and puts out black smoke.
Well, but this shows you the motive and intent. It's nothing to do with the environment and people's health. It's to do with money. Like I said this years ago, when they throw out all these speed cameras,
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
they was on like spots that people accidentally might overspeed. They never put them near schools, did they?
No.
If the intentions were honourable, they would have put speed cameras up near schools.
It's all 20 mile an hour now, Bill. It's going 20 mile an hour.
I was just about to say that very thing, Andy. I came through a village today on the bike with a missus, and I thought, bloody hell, it's 20 miles an hour.
Crazy, mate. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah. It's a money making scheme. Every which way they can, they're going to knuckle us down. It doesn't matter what it is. Because they worked out what we need and where we speed, whatever else, no matter what it is. They're going to try and knuckle us down and get as much, just try and wring us dry, basically. That's what they're going to try and do. That's what they are doing. It's happening now. ULEZ is just the start of it. It's going to be paper mile before long.
Oh, it's going to be far more than that. It's going to be total surveillance and everything. But I've been there. The thing is, Andy, I've kind of burned myself out trying to wake people up. It's just not going to happen until it happens, and then they're going to say, "Oh my God, those crazy people."
It's every single time they do this. People, you warn them, are your conspiracy theory? Then all of a sudden it happens. I think, what we're going to do now? Well, I was telling you, 10 years ago. I mean, David Icke's been on. I don't mind David Icke. I think some of the stuff he talks about is a bit strange, but I think on many things he's pretty spot on.
I actually sent him a signed copy of my book, and I did have the video somewhere, but I've got so many damn videos.
This is the Isle of Wight, didn't he?
Yeah, I've got his address, and he actually showed it. It was on his desk, with the light on it, and he was basically mocking, about demonic entities and all that, because he believes in aliens and shit like that. And I just thought that was pretty ungrateful of him. But he's an idiot. I just think he's a prick. He's out to make money. Yeah, a lot of things he says are true.
Yeah, I think he's got. Yeah, I think he's out to make money, but he's also a truther as well. He's making money out of it. A lot of money.
Yeah,
iconic and all that.
I used to
sign
work,
up. And,
yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean? You got to sign up.
There should be, as I've said, there should be no price tag connected to truth.
Yeah.
And we're in the ship. We're all in the same lifeboat. All of us. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. We're all going to be in the same lifeboat. And sooner or later, everybody's going to take a turn at having to man the punts.
Well, what we're doing now, David, we're thinking about selling our place, get what we can for it, and buying a 9-bed. There's one just down the road, not half a mile away. It's an old guest house, and we're all going to live in there. We're all going to try and clump our money together. We're going to go and view it on Monday.
Yeah.
That would mean probably getting about a £300,000 mortgage.
Right.
But between 6 of us, we can obviously manage that. We're trying to just club it all together: one electricity bill, one water bill, one council tax bill. Instead of us paying one, them paying one, and the other son paying one, why don't we just all move into a big 9-bed? We have a little quiet bit at the end of the house, and they can just do what they want to do when you all club together, So
yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of that for a time.
Yeah, well, we're just trying to get ahead of it at the moment.
I don't think there's any future in this country, Andy. I mean,
it's being driven over a cliff, Dave, on purpose.
Of course it is. My couple of my nephews, the ones that have got the businesses and that, and they've got beautiful homes, they're now talking about selling up, and they just want to go to France, to the south of France.
Or Norway or somewhere like that, But what do you do? I mean, we're all here. All our family's here. Our friends, my work is here.
I know.
We've got all these strings attached, and you kind of want to cut loose because I know what's coming.
All of my lot know now. Luckily, but I'm getting back in. I'm luckily reconciled with my nephews, and well, other ways have been, but I'm getting in with all of his lot, the travellers and that, and they're useful people to have around in times of trouble, if you get what I mean, Andy. So I'm just doing the best I can. What's that? A PCR test?
Yeah, I got COVID.
Don't shove it. You could shove that up the exhaust of your Merc, and it'll come back positive. I've done it myself. No, probably try orange juice. That one works.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't feel bad at all. I still went to work. I didn't feel bad at all. I thought, got a bit of a sniffle, bit of a summer cold, nothing too much, bit of a headache, I just thought I'd go and take one of the Wise test packs, tested it, positive.
No,
I don't feel bad at all. I feel fine.
John's
worse colds than that.
Yeah, exactly. That thing I had a couple of years ago, that was pretty nasty. I must admit that I got that off all the jabby people. And I thought it was going to kill me at one point, but there we are. But a narrowboat, that would be nice. I would rather have something like a big barge or an old decommissioned trawler or something, so you can literally sail it across the bloody sea.
Yeah, I want an old decommissioned destroyer.
Now you're talking, yeah.
If all goes boobs up, Dave, I'm going to come down and see you, mate. All right, I'm going to come down and see you, and I mean that.
Everybody's saying that. Everybody wants to wants a little piece of that land. It's not mine, but it's
no. But I just think we need to try and club as much information we've got up here, to actually try and get by, because we've all got to live. And if they just turn the electric off, turn the lights off, everything, I mean, a lot of people are going to die because they've got so used to.
Well, they won't know how to deal with it.
That's right. There'd be anarchy. So I mean, my brother might be okay. He could go and
sort himself out in a field somewhere. You know, he could forage for food.
The
I
trouble
think
is
we need
everybody
all
else
to
is going to
together.
be out there. Yeah, it's going to be literally hidden. You've got to hide in plain sight if it gets that bad. I certainly won't be here, Andy. This address, I will literally just abandon it. That's why I've got my bug out, Land Rover, and I've got stuff buried in certain areas like dumps of supplies and fuel and shit, just in case. And I will just take my lot and just vanish and just keep my head down as long as possible. If we're talking like civil war, which there is a distinct possibility. I mean, even literally Neil Oliver said on his last stream, you should go and watch it.
You know,
He's
saw it.
basically
Revolution, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Revolution.
he's literally openly saying this is what's got to happen to get out of this.
Revolution, yeah.
And I just
there's a tsunami coming. There's a tsunami coming, and people are just like, what's on TV? Oh, look at Coronation Street. Look at EastEnders and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. All of a sudden, like smash bang wallop. Oh, what's going on?
I think there's a lot of people out there that know Andy, but they're too afraid to literally see it. You know,
It is frightening. It is frightening. I mean, what
it is.
they are projecting, what's coming our way is terrifying. I mean, Matthew 24 talks about it, and Revelation talks about it.
Hearts of men will
It'll fail them for fear. Yeah. That's going to happen at some point.
Yeah, apparently they're all going to die in hell, apparently, because they have fear.
When they
just saying.
Yeah, good old Eric.
Eric would be right. He'd have the state angel providing for him.
I think you see them soon. It's Jace. Is that the Jace which was on Praises the other day? We had a bit of an altercation.
I don't Did you have an altercation, did you?
I had an altercation with a Jason Ezard. Is that Jason?
Oh no! Jason Ezard, he's mad and looks swearing and shouting.
Oh shit, Bill! Did you see what? Oh my gosh, he went right at me.
He's mad as an hat.
Llamas, trained killer attack llamas.
It's on my latest video on YouTube on the Octagon channel. I just took a snippet about the minute stuff.
Jace, do you know what I would see those llamas?
Jace is a good guy. That Jace, I really like that Jace.
Yeah.
That
Food, straight in my freezer.
Have you got
Llama
have you got a decent generator with you?
I've got two.
Petrol, diesel powered.
I've got both. I've got a 4 kVA diesel, old school, 40 years old. It's got an old single cylinder Lister. I picked it up cheap.
Lister, they used to be made in Rorton.
That's right. Yeah. Bulletproof. And I've got a Honda 4 kVA petrol one as well. So I've got solar panels. I've got all sorts of shit.
Well, that's an old diesel one. Would that run on vegetable oil? Do you reckon?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So if
I've got lots of fuel. I've got about 100 gallons of red diesel stored up in drums and stuff. About
100 gallons. Wow, that's a lot.
Well, you know, it's only a temporary thing. But the trouble is, the thing is, if it gets that bad and you're literally out in the forest, it's making an awful shitload of noise.
Yeah.
And we live in an age of thermal imaging, Andy. If somebody wants to find you, they'll find you.
Oh, they will do. They use drones and they bomb you, come and arrest you with guns and stuff like that.
I know where there's lots of bunkers, Andy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right. We need a decent hiding place.
Well, they're just a little bit spooky down there, but you know.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just okay. Get Uncle Albert.
Uncle Albert, yeah.
What are they doing these days? Do you reckon, old Mark Anoia and?
I don't really care. I don't even think about them, Andy.
No.
I really don't, to be truthful.
I actually call him Mark Ammonia.
I know you do. Yeah.
Alexi Bums.
I offered to meet him. But, I really don't care about those people, Andy. They don't even come into my thoughts, to be truthful. No. I'm now looking at what's in front of me. You know, we all should be doing that. We should all be.
Yeah, I must say, I'm lax. I need to do more about this. I need to prep more. I really do.
Well, the thing is, if it doesn't happen, okay, you've got a lot of food to eat. You know, you won't have to do any shopping for a few months. But...
Well, if you're in my case, a lot of food to eat, a lot of beer to drink, and tobacco. Yummies.
Anyway, guys, I've got to go because I'm up early in the morning. We do a boot fair every Sunday, and I can't miss out on my bargains. So, final note is, Eric, I know you're listening. If you want to be a reasonable person, you can come in and try to justify what you're doing and explain exactly what your agenda is and what the whole point of this nonsense is all about, and provide evidence to back up your claims. Or you can simply just quit. It's up to you. I really don't care what you do, Eric. It doesn't make any difference to me at all. I thought I'd do the decent thing and offer you the opportunity to prove your claims.
You could have come in here and sorted it out with you, made his peace, because made his peace with Bill perhaps and with Bruce as well, and I've got a few issues with Eric.
Not me, no.
Hold on. Eric tried to get in Bill's last live stream. He couldn't get in. Obviously, he wasn't going to get in this time, and he was invited in a car. Yeah, come on in, mate. I think that was somehow Gazer South. Eric obviously knows he's not going to get in. Not that I care. I don't want to listen to the guy talking. I just don't want to. No, I'm not interested.
No, I'm a man of my word.
Well, okay, yeah.
Apparently, I'm an abomination, according to him. So
you could have tried.
Yeah, he can come in.
Bill is a man of his word.
He can converse with others, but I'm not going to speak to him.
That's fine. I get that. You know, you know me, Bill. You know me, Andy. You know me better than anybody on here.
Oh,
I give everybody an opportunity to say their piece and, you know, present their case and whatnot. So
you don't know me, and yet you're willing to snot me off. like I'm trying to reinforce my beliefs by pushing it this, that, and the. I can't remember exactly what he said. Towards the beginning of this bit where when Andy came in. Anyway.
I've extended that to him, and he's not going to sit there and abuse me and shout and try and overtalk me, because that's not how it works. He won't get anywhere with me, and I will not literally go into one of these little pointless so-called debate hangouts. I've got nothing to prove, Eric, but it seems to me that you have. You seem to want to debate everybody, but a debate is the last thing that happens. It's really odd. It's just bizarre. But
you're in here debating, discussing Eric. You can't stop. What's wrong with you? Why give him airtime? Why keep throwing wood on the fire?
We are. As Cheryl says, just quit. Just delete all that stupid, pointless crap and just move on. In fact, I think I saw in one of his comments in his chat section, somebody, I don't know who it was, said, you need to move on, Eric, before you have a coronary. And yeah, you should. You've got more important things to think about, Eric. Is you're going to meet your maker before too long. Right?
Which maker? Is it going to be the seven Holy Spirits or the angel state warrior?
Well, the truth of the matter is, it doesn't matter what he thinks. He's going to have no say in it. He's going to meet the one true maker. And, you know, he should be concerned with his own problems before he starts. You know the story of the moat.
Because Andy and Bill end up in there together by themselves. A certain person has done a video. Basement dweller. I wonder what he's on about. Selling the drama with UK Dave, Bill's friend. UK Dave? I don't know who that is. Let's have a listen. Hold on.
Well, you definitely use this, what I'm about to say, next as a soundbite. I don't give a stuff. Eric, if you lived in the UK, I would be banging on your front door right now and I would push you aside. I'd get your computer and I'd smash it, because people like you do not deserve to be on the internet. You should be taken off. But you know what, Eric? I had a thought, and my wife was talking about this, because I'm not going through that shit again. We've got a Google office in London. I might just go up there personally, right, and actually try to get you taken off the internet, because what you're doing is pretty dangerous stuff when you go around saying shit like that about people. Because I'm not going through that shit again. Because I'm not going through that shit again. Because I'm not going through that shit again. Well, I'll tell you what, and I don't care what, you definitely use this, what I'm about to say, next as a soundbite. I don't give a stuff. Eric, if you lived in the UK, I would be banging on your...
Yeah. No, I'm not commenting. Why would I?
in the eye and the log and all of that. I expected better from a man of such, advanced years to be far wiser than he is. So, there we are. On that note, chaps, it's been a pleasure, and I will speak to you Sunday.
Yes, tomorrow, last and final chance for the habeas corpus.
Yes, indeed. Okay, guys, have a good.
Well, hope you look after us.
Hello, David.
It's gone. Oh, that's quick. It went so fast, it was scary.
Gosh. Oh, we got a weather alert. What's going on then? Lightning maps. Let's have a look.
Lightning coming your way?
No, we just got weather alert just down here. I don't know how accurate that is, mine. But I'll have a look at lightningmaps.org. See if we've got any storms heading our way. Can't see anything. Perhaps they're developing. Nothing coming across the channel from France.
Well, apart from immigrants, you're getting lots of them coming across.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's an invasion. Again, Bill, that's been organised. That's all been organised.
Yeah, nothing happens by accident nowadays.
No, it certainly doesn't. So what have you been up to today, Bill? You've been busy? I see you on Bob's earlier. I was on the way back from Bristol.
Had a chat with Bob. That worked out all right, even though Ace was on there. Ace came in.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw. That's
nearly came in.
Yeah. I did not think I'd ever see Ace on Bob's, because Bob's was adamant. He said no.
We missed out a lot after we went yesterday. We went on for another little while, and then we went private.
Right.
Yeah,
I just lost my shit. I just had enough. I said I just can't handle this anymore. I don't often do that, but I think I just caught me a bad time. I was tired.
Ben, he manipulated and talked all over you and almost turned on you, in my opinion. There's Cheryl.
If you had a couple of have been all right. You should have had a couple of beers.
Well, I was working this morning. I was up fairly early, so I can't. Yeah, well, it's gotten to the point now because I've had so many early mornings. If I have a beer now, I feel crap the next day. I don't feel like getting out of bed.
I keep telling you, you've got to have a day off a week. You've got.
I know, but the thing is, Bill, when you're self-employed, I've got to make my own luck. I've got to make my own luck, Bill. When you're self-employed,
if you had a heart attack tomorrow, what's the luck in that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
some things are more important than looking after yourself, health-wise, and just having a little bit of a life is a little bit more important. Personally.
Yeah, I know you're coming from. But, I can't say no when it comes
to. I know. I'm not even saying I'm going to change. I'm just giving lovely Christian, brotherly friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do appreciate it.
What that is, have a little Sabbath rest. Just one day a week for your own body, your mind, and everything. Just rest. The Lord will provide. So
I know. I need to trust Him more on that.
Yeah, I might lose this and this on this day tomorrow off, but God may make it up other days.
Yeah. My work colleagues have been saying the same. He said, Andy, look, you can't keep doing this. You've got to slow down. You've got to slow down. And I just, it's just my Tourette's. I just can't sit still for a minute or not, fiddling and farting around, and doing stuff or whatever else, I find it difficult. To, it's always been a problem with me to, can't sit still, I've got to be on the go all the time.
You've got ADHD, you've got ADHD.
I got I got the whole flipping shebang. I think just everything, probably, more or less. It's all going on. Yeah, it's all going on at the moment, I'm afraid. Got to do what you can. I just try my best. I look after the family best way I can. The best way I can do that. The only way I know I can do that is just to work. Just keep working and providing. That's all I can do.
Yeah, but who's the ultimate provider?
Yeah, I know.
Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide. I'm only giving you advice. Try and have a day off, and I'm sure God will bless you in that and give you the extra work during the week. So you have a good day off.
Have a good drink. Sit back and smell the flowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Look, we've got open chat now. So come on in. Huh? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. I don't know if I'll be able to actually. So I've got CDO. What's CDO?
Just OCD. All right.
Yeah, OCD.
Compulsive. No, that's something else, isn't it?
Yeah.
OCD.
Something
disorder.
Yeah.
Obsessive cleaning disorder is or something.
Obsessive.
I know if I see something, I've got to put it straight. If something's just out of line, I think, no, I've got to sort that out. It's going to bug me for the rest of the day. I've got to go over there and straighten it up. A bit obsessive when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah. Apart from the typos, of course. Apart from the typos.
Oh, he'll bringing wisdom.
Got Ben in the house. Hello, Ben.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, you alright?
Oh, yes.
You okay?
Not that I object to it, of course I don't. The irony. Oh, the irony.
Yeah, I'm all good. We had a good chat privately. Well, I know you fell asleep, didn't you, Ben, last night?
I fell asleep, and then I woke up to Bob and all that happening.
Yeah, well, that all worked out right in the end, didn't it? We had a good chat on Bob's.
We did, yes. Yeah.
And I did reply to your email. Have you got it? Yeah, I replied to your email.
No, not tonight. I went to see a friend of mine. He's
I wasn't sure to check it, whether it's on your phone or anything.
Cancer. It's incurable.
Well, dear. So we pray about that. We need to pray about that. Do they know the Lord? Obviously, these people.
No, I'm sorry to say.
Let's pray. We'll pray for that at least. We'll pray for that at least, that they come to know the Lord. That'd be important.
Then my relative found out one of her former work colleagues got liver cancer.
That's not good.
Yeah. How are you, Andy? You all right?
I'm okay. I'm sort of fair middling, really. I'm just not working this evening. I've done enough today as it is, so I'm working tomorrow morning. Yeah, so cool. I'll take some to Heathrow Airport with a dog crate. I'll try and get a dog crate in my car. Hope it fits.
Nice. For the car.
Yeah, I'm picking someone up. They've got some luggage and a dog crate. It's got to go in the car, so I'm hoping it's all going to go in okay. I've got an Mercedes estate, so I'll just put the back seats down and hopefully it'll slide in. It should go in.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah, I've got a dog crate down there. You might just be able to see it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Doggy
yeah.
on
Oh,
there.
nice.
One
Yeah,
doggy
I see
down
you.
there. There's another one down there. They just follow me everywhere. They're like my little shadows. They are. If I go up
Ah.
to go make myself a cup of tea, up they go. They come and follow me.
What breed are they, Andy?
Good question. I think a bit of a Heinz variety, those two, but I think they're brothers, and I think they've got some Chihuahua Pug cross. I think it's something like that.
Hmm,
Chihuahua, bit of a strange old mixture, that one.
nice.
Nice dogs, though. They're all right. Yeah.
Well, we've got two dogs now. We had one until 4 months ago. We've got a Sprocker Spaniel. She's 5 years old. She's crazy as hell. Oh, egg, rather. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have mentioned that. Sorry, everyone. I mentioned the word. I'm sorry.
Sick. I see.
You know, it's just a
Yeah.
saying. She's just mad as anything. I should have said.
Yeah.
And then we went out and bought a little dachshund, a little long-coated
Oh,
dachshund.
Dachshund. Dachshund, I call them.
Dachshund or dachshund.
Dachshund.
He's
Yeah.
4 months old. He's a pedigree
That wasn't cheap then. Well, I don't know how much was that then.
lot. I can't
Yeah.
send it up.
Yeah. I know pedigrees are really quite expensive, and small dogs are the end things. You see, people don't want big dogs in. If I go down there, you probably noticed this. If you go down your local park, most of the dogs down there are quite small,
Yes. Yeah.
wee little things, And I've been brought up with dogs all my life, and most of the dogs we've had have been like mid-sized to Rottweilers or Rottweilers. So big old boys they are. I tell you.
Oh yeah. We used to have German Shepherds. We used to actually show German Shepherds years ago.
Yeah. Shepherds,
Well,
nice
you
dogs.
know,
I like them.
my relatives did. I was young, but I did remember our German Shepherd when I was in my teens, and we lost 3. Like one died in 2003. Then we
Yeah, it's
lost a
horrible when you
couple
lose
in
one.
2004 and
Yeah.
2005. It's terrible, isn't it, Andy? It's
Yeah,
horrible.
when you lose one, they're like members of the family. I mean, it literally is. It's just awful.
Mm.
Yeah, I've been through that 3 or 4 times. Hang on a second. Winston was a boxer. Louis was a boxer. Ted was the boxer, and Kovu, strange name, was a Rottweiler. So Winston was our first boxer. He was. We bought him as a pup. The other 3 had been rescue dogs. Rescue dogs, yeah.
But the boxers heavyweight or lightweight? I'm kidding.
Yeah, cruiserweights. Yeah. No, they were good actually. They were fun. They were absolutely bonkers. Mine, my gosh, they were mad. Mad as a box of frogs. I mean, literally, just off the head. Literally off the head. But yeah, they were fun. They were fun. Yeah, and these are okay to be honest. These are a lot easier to. They molt all the time, continually molt. So you've got to chase around with a blimmin' Hoover with them. They just molt so much. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, man.
So,
I don't know. Andy, I feel I'm gonna admit, brother, I called you brother. Okay, I'm in trouble. I felt bad these last, I deleted all my videos, Andy.
I nuked my channel. It's just pointless, really. Making videos and stuff. I got better things to do, really, Ben. Going after each other, it was. I try to make it a bit sort of funny and parody. I'm a bit like Bill, really. Try to make a bit of fun out of them. It's just. It's just like
You did. If you want to do parodies on your channel, months ago you've been doing this as well, Andy. I did not know about them until last week. Nobody told me. Why would I expect them to? I found out by accident. Yeah, parody. Yeah. Oh, you was only joking, were you? Oh, yeah. According to Bill, Brother Andrew is in. Ben coming over to my side chat complaining, not full on, about Ace being in my studio. I didn't want him in there. I was asked to let him in. I did do out of sort of courtesy, politeness. So now Ben is in the studio with Andy. That's up to him. That's up to them. Oh yes, my dog this, my dog that. And Ben's been in the side chat for well over an hour or so. Not one complaint about Andy being in the studio with Bill. Oh, who knew? Eee. Oh yes, let's just have a laugh. Let's take the mick out of Bob initially, what you? And that geezer downstairs. Yeah, the hypocrisy. Obviously, I know people aren't perfect. I certainly aren't. I'm not interested in condemning anybody, Bill. I'm never going to accept Andy as a brother. Or if. I wonder if Ben is going to refer to Andy as a brother in this. Let us listen. I'm struggling with Bob. If only he would knuckle under. I mean, Andy's trying to push his universalism on everybody. Everybody. The stuff that I was seemed to have been accused of by that geezer downstairs. What he said about me is actually true of Andy. My beliefs are solidly based on scripture, as well as I'm able to comprehend and understand God's word. And as I said earlier, all this, before I knew anything, before I'd even come across Bill's channel, Andy's channel, Ben's channel, News Unit, Dude, Praise I Am, projecting much.
It's really kind of pointless for me to do that, So
I'm not sure. It's either you've got a bad connection the last couple of days, Ben, or you've got some static because it's very cool.
It's clicky, isn't it? It's quite clicky, crackly, isn't it?
What me?
So,
A little bit crackly, yeah, a little bit crackly.
What, even now?
Sometimes when you talk, the conversation's a little bit. You can make out what you're saying, but there's a bit of crackle there.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What
Have you got some?
Can you hear me now?
Say something.
We can hear. Just sometimes it's crackly.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, still now. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like.
You might need to. Have you reset your phone? Have you turned it on and turned it off recently? It might need just a bit.
Done everything. Not unless it's my iPad. It's a new iPad.
What are you using? An iPad? Using an iPad, are you?
Yeah, well, I've got a laptop, but I use the iPad as well. But I've also got.
Is that what you're using now? Are you on the iPad now? Are you?
Yeah, it's a
What do you normally use? Because when you was on Praises the other day, that was really loud. That was really good and nice and clear when you were talking, having a convo with Veckel.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I had a blowout with Bob, and last night, and I just. I've never got that angry ever. I don't think on a live stream, but I just don't want to be prodded and poked.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, Bill. I leave out and I'll try my phone because it was a phone when you heard me the other day.
Yeah, the phone might be better. I reckon that'd be a lot better actually.
Yeah, give it a try.
I'll try that. Yeah, I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you're overtired, Andy. You might not think that hyperactivity is kind of overriding that, but you look tired. You look worn out.
I've been tired for a long time. Yeah,
had a blowout. You had a hissy fit. I'm sick of this hypocrisy. What seems to be hypocrisy. Smoothing it over, allowing Andy to just put the boot in and this, that, and the other. I'm not complaining, but why hasn't Ben been whinging about Andy being in Bill's studio? Is he frightened of Bill? Let me tell you something, Ben. There's nothing to be frightened of at all. At all.
You need to have a rest, mate. I'm saying this only because I love you. I mean, literally, not in a gay way. Am I allowed to say that? But no, but you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean, brother.
I don't want you to get ill.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'll get bored. Who else am I going to argue with?
There's plenty on here, I tell you.
No, I know.
Plenty on here to argue with. Just it's like we all want to be right, don't we? We all want to be right. You know.
Well, I don't want to be lying, do I? Obviously, everybody wants to be right. I'm not trying to force everybody to believe that I'm right. Your doctrine isn't matching up with scripture, Andy. So-called doctrine. Yeah, that's a sweeping generalization there, isn't it? Oh, yes, we all want to be right. That smooths over the fact that your teachings are lies. You are a liar.
Truth. No, you're the truth. You're a heretic. No, you're the heretic. You're wrong. Here's the reason why. Look what it says here. Look.
Yeah, well, Ben's been doing that. You know, why didn't you give him some pushback now? He's in there with you.
Yeah.
As long as you work out I'm right, that's all that matters.
Well, I think we're all right because we believe on the Lord, and that's the most important thing, really. Everything
most-
else is like, you know, is up for kind of debate, but let's just not fight over it and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, start calling people unsaved. You know, I think that's really hurtful.
Well, yeah. Well, you do it, don't you? Ben says you're not. Ben says that you're unsaved. He doesn't believe you're a Christian. Or has he changed his mind again?
Yeah, that's why I don't go there anymore.
I wouldn't go there.
2 years ago.
I don't
The
go
Lord,
there anymore.
the Lord does lead you.
Yeah, I'd like to think I'm a bit more mature than to call someone unsaved now, whatever else, you know.
Yeah, the Lord does lead you.
Their relationship.
Is that really what he said?
Anymore.
I wouldn't go there.
2 years ago. But
Yeah.
the Lord does lead you.
Oh,
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm a bit more mature than to call someone unsaved.
which Lord, Bill? The Lord does lead you. I can't believe I heard that. Oh, the Lord is leading Andy. Yeah, that's 1 hour 54 in. I'll come back to that. I'll make a shorts video out of it.
Now, whatever else, you know.
Yeah,
Their relationship with God is their relationship with God, you know, and I can't come in and say, well, in actual fact, I don't like your testimony, so therefore I don't reckon you're saved. Now that is a real horrible, hurtful thing to say.
It's the case of whether I like his testimony or not. His testimony was garbage. Yeah, another go at me again. Oh, yes, Bill will speak up against this twisted rubbish.
Someone.
I know, but people say
That's malicious. That is malicious.
People
You've
say-
no right to say so.
I know. But again, it's all learning. It's all growing grace. That's what I'm trying to.
Else, you know.
Yeah,
Their relationship with God is their relationship with God, you know, and I can't come in and say, well, in actual fact, I don't like your testimony, so therefore I don't reckon you're saved. Now that is a real horrible, hurtful thing to say to someone.
I know, but people say
That's malicious. That is malicious. You've got no right to say so.
I know. But again, it's all learning. It's all growing grace. That's what I'm trying.
Just overlook what Andy said. I don't even think Bill has heard Beckler's testimony, or has he? Yeah, he must have done, because he's been to my channel loads of times and I played that video. I did tell him I've deleted it. He won't tell Andy that. He won't. He's not going to, I assume he's not going to tell Andy that. I haven't listened to the rest of this yet. Let's listen to more of this garbage.
Yeah, but there's no grace. That's the problem. When someone says that to somebody else,
you don't start off grace. You have to grow it. It's like a little acorn, and you've got to let it grow to a mighty oak. And as long as you walk,
Andy's saying I've got no grace. Is Bill agreeing with him? He's not disagreeing with what Andy said there, because the Lord is leading him. Yeah.
water it and feed it properly with the right nutrients,
right?
That will grow, won't it?
Oh yeah.
Well, one would imagine so, you know, and
Oh, and I did notice, of course, Ben didn't say anything to Bill about his words to Andy. Oh, yes, the Lord is leading you. Yeah, right.
it depends what you're planted in. That's the thing. So I'm kind of planted in the salvation of all. That's my understanding. That's super duper grace.
Technically, you're planted in Christ.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Obviously, yeah. You know,
oh yes.
That's what we brought up. You know, if you love the Christ, you know He's God. He died, buried, rose. Gives you a free gift of eternal life. You've got the good foundation. You've got good soil. That's going to grow. Now you've got to feed it. This comes the watering and the nurturing, the pruning sometimes, which is uncomfortable. The feeding. There's lots of things involved in growing that little acorn to that mighty oak.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, if that soil is
I mean, this includes overlooking lies and deception.
planted firmly in Christ, that will grow. We're all at different stages. People know, everyone's different at different stages.
That's right. Yeah, that is
Yes, the Lord is leading Andy, according to Bill.
true. You know, because I'm at a certain point.
Everyone's got their own little points.
Yeah, we
Everyone's got their own foibles, their own nuances.
Oh, yeah, foibles.
Right, Ben, talk. Do what you sound like.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Much better. That's much better. What do you want now?
That is better, actually.
Hold on, let me do this.
Let me guess. Ben didn't hear the last 5 or 6 minutes of this.
Let me do this. Hold on. It's a blind date.
Here's your host, Cedar Black.
So what you want?
Hello, Black.
What do you want now? What do you want now, Ben?
It's on
He's
my
on his
mobile
Galaxy.
phone.
He's on his Samsung, isn't he?
Oh, so your phone is obviously better than the other thing you're using then.
He's on his Samsung.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
What phone you got there, Ben? Is it a Samsung?
It's a Samsung. Yeah, Samsung.
That's what I got. Yeah. Which one have you got then? Which one have you got?
It's a Samsung A.
Settings. This phone. About phone. I'm on a Galaxy A13. Does that mean something to you?
I don't know.
I know. I dropped one down the toilet the other day, didn't I?
Yeah, you're good. I'll tell you, you're good with phones and drones.
Oh man, yeah. I dropped it down the toilet.
I'll give up.
Yeah.
I'll give up on the.
Too much TFI. Too much TMI. What too much information. TMI.
Tree's
Well,
got Galaxy A41. If that makes any sense.
She's got an A41 Samsung. I like Samsung. They're really good. I did have a Sony.
They're reliable. The thing is, they're reliable. They're reliable. Yeah, Tree's had one almost forever since they, you know.
That's much better actually, Ben. That the quality there of your audio is better than
Far superior.
most out there. I think if they're on PCs or whatever else, you know. But the audio of that is coming through really, really well. It's really loud actually. You're blowing people away with that, I tell you. You're blowing them away.
Look, John puts one down the toilet every day, but not a phone is.
Yeah.
We've got a friend at work, and we shouldn't really take Mickey. It's not really graceful, I know, but he knows that we're only joking with him. And basically, he's got such a big, how can I say, nose? His nose is really big, and he knows we joke with him, you know, and we all joke, you know, have a little joke about each other. And because his nose is so big, he says that his wife says when he sneezes, he's going to blow away.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Not my lard. Oh my lard.
Yeah, dear.
Sadly, I'm going to have to close this down shortly because it's going to start at past 10.
Who is?
Ted. Scripture on
Ted. Oh, okay. Wait, you got. What's the time now?
Yeah, he starts at half. I'm not going to write this very second. I just said, you know,
okay.
I have to go shortly because I've got to start things.
Oh, is he? Is Ted all right? Is he?
Yeah, Ted's all right. Ted's all right. He usually finishes by 12, but I'm so tired after last night. I might not.
Yeah, 3 o'clock, bro. That is a late one.
All what I usually do. You know, I'm usually there for an hour and a half, 2.
Yeah, that was a late one, wasn't it?
That was meant. Well, 3 o'clock in the morning, I went to bed. And it takes me about half hour to go to sleep.
Yeah.
The late one. Then I got up this morning and I see you know, Bob was streaming and we all went on there, popped on there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you went on there before breakfast, didn't you? you had a roll up, I think, and a cup of coffee or something, or a cup of tea. Don't drink coffee.
Well, Bill, just before you go, I need to say something. No, don't worry, Andy. It's nothing bad. I promise.
That's all right.
Yeah, it will.
I'm not going to say that here, Bill. I promise, because what you said was in confidence yesterday. Goes no further than private chat, and I know the reasons why some people, you know, have the beliefs that they do. And Andy, and I know that I got my disagreements with you. You got your disagreements with me. We know that. But I heard you profess when Bill asked you if you believed on the Lord Jesus Christ, His death, burial, resurrection, and eternal life. You said yes, and I heard all of that. I played it back, and I want to apologise if I said if you're unsaved on my reply videos. I really sincerely apologise for that.
Well, I appreciate that, Ben. That's very noble and very humble of you to do that. You know, it's fine.
Noble, yeah.
I do. I have. Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, just 1 second. I just got to check. Where's it gone? Hang on. The poll results. We hit over the 30 mark. Got 36 votes, so that's okay. So the question was, does eating Nephilim eggs make you lie? 61% say yeah, Eric. Like,
And is Ben going to say the same thing regarding Ace Theo? Because Bill has just said the Lord is leading Andy.
yeah, 8 a ton of them. In second place is Bill. You're drunk again. Yeah, I'm not drunk, Teresa. In third place is No, They Are Healthy. And I thought this would have got a bigger turnout, but last place was £15 a neck and a leg. So anyway, good result. I'll end the poll. I've done this poll literally quickly because John does like the polls, and I didn't have one set up, and I quickly mashed one up. Excuse the pun, but so there you go. So there's the result. Yeah, whisk one. Yeah, I know, but man, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, it would have been if I whisked one up, that would have been funny, Teresa.
Or board one up.
Yeah, ball one up. Yeah.
Fry one up. Yeah. Well done.
Huh? Yeah. So I think so tomorrow. It'll probably be an open chat afterwards, but we are awaiting Eric to confront Brother Dave in regard to lies and docs and all manner of nastiness. So he could have come on today. We know he's watching, but
yeah, he is. He's watching.
But we give one more opportunity.
I mean, you stopped. You did a previous live stream, Bill. You admitted that Lionheart came in backstage. You didn't let him in. So, Steel Man, why would he come in? Well, I mean, actually, if you know anything about Eric, you would probably have tried again. I don't know. But in my understanding, I don't think he's going to bother because he was backstage, which was only a day or so ago. Interesting, you like throwing wood on the fire, you lot. I mean, liar, liar, Lionheart, lion.